natural 6. Sorry, didn't see you there. We're just enjoying each other's company, ready to play some...
We were, up until you did
No, come in. The water's fine. Don't worry about the bodies. They're nothing to do with it.
All 10 of them.
All 10 of them. That will make sense in what, 3 months? Welcome to
It's on the news.
episode 35 of our adventures in the world of Reliquia. I am now Oh no!
I nearly cut my
You
lip
would have
as
got
well.
a paper cut then.
Do you know what? I've got to say,
I don't make these cards for you so that you can eat them.
I was reading the comments, like the most recent comments. I was looking through, and there was one that popped up, and it was like, "I love this. Who would have thought there'd be such a high-level power character and just in a card table room in a little, backwater place?" Yeah, it was Iago. And I looked back, and that was 17.
Yeah.
And I suddenly had this moment of going, "What's happening with time? That's crazy that was episode 17."
We are. Hang on, how many? So what was that? We are now further from
that than
We're
that
about
was
to-
from the
that-
beginning.
that was then
yeah.
we are now further from Iago, and the Iago was from the Death of the Gods.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Which is cuckoo.
It shows you a cool little narrative thing that Erastus had, you know?
Erastus was there for
Oh, yeah,
15
'cause that was-
episodes. Yeah, Erastus emerged in episode 17 and disappeared in episode 32.
Wild.
That's
what a fun
gold.
arc that came out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
But is he really gone?
Ooh.
God, I hope so.
Don't know.
I hope not.
That's one hungry dude, you know?
This is a big deal, by the way, because I wouldn't do this for anyone else. I'm not gonna reveal anyone else's protective information. But now that this is episode 35, and this will be going out before September, won't it?
Yes.
Right, in that case, this show is older than me. I'm the first one that the show is now older than me. Because I'm only 34.
We get it, you're the youngest.
I'm the youngest. And yet, let's say hi to our heroes.
I thought you were pointing at where you needed Botox.
Yeah, what?
I don't think I need Botox. I think I could do with it.
I'm 34 for another couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, of course you are. So in that case, it's older than both of us.
Anyway. Hello, I'm Aoife and I'm playing Dolly de Winter, the Tiefling Bard. Yeah, I heard it.
Whoa,
What was
no,
that?
not Aoife.
Why are you
I've done
trying
that before.
Why are you trying to occupy Hollie's territory?
I'm not.
Well,
You
did
are.
before.
That's why
I've
I
had it
came
at the
up-
show
God,
of like
women,
race.
I'm
women
just-
supporting women. Why can't you just let her have some
Why can't you just stop?
Let her take up space, Wilson. It's wild to me.
Non-stop
It
today.
is, no, it's really quite nasty.
What? Okay.
I've just noticed PT file.
Yeah, that's been here the whole time.
We
We've
talked
been
about
missing,
it
like,
at the table for a
45
little while.
minutes.
Well, I
You
wasn't
were-
in that
no,
conversation.
So no one's
were,
gonna know.
You were singing.
No one's
and
going to
we-
know what that was. That was Alex spotting that the minis camera is out. Does that mean there'll be minis today? It means there's a possibility, but it also means maybe Mason came to me and was like, the minis camera's ready, and I went, why?
Hello, I'm Aoife Wilson and I'll be playing Dolly de Winter, the Tiefling Bard.
Hi, I'm Alex Jordan, and I'll be playing the Kobold Rogue.
Hi, I'm Doug Cockle, and I'll be playing Kelnis, the Dragonborn Druid.
That's how you do it.
Wow. Hi, I'm Hollie, and I'm playing Elwyn Grenweir, the human fighter.
Hi, I'm Starr, and I'm playing Thornbear the Wizard.
Oh no,
Shit,
I hate
good.
it.
Yeah, isn't that horrible? It's only the last bit.
And I'm
No,
Harry.
got that.
was,
Yeah.
we got that.
And I-
It's clever though. Right? That was, it's good though.
And I'm Harry McEntire, the both parts of all the names. Shall we play some Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah! Last time.
Because it worked so well last time, really.
You began in the sister
You carry on.
forest, home of perpetual summer, as, led by I, the character not me, you rejoined the trail of hidden kobold symbols. As you did, Elwyn mused on whether there was design behind the web bringing you all together, wondering what plans had been made in the shadows. Radian was convinced that the newly dead are special, quite unlike the profoundly ordinary companions he had encountered during his time in other chapters. As you continued, Radian and Kelnis gathered ripe summer berries, the Dragonborn proving to be a much more successful forager than his elven friend as far as taste went. Soon you reached a bridge that
What was the word you were hoping to say?
crossed the Waning, the river that divides the sister and mother forests, home of summer and autumn. I shan't.
Putting dice in your mouth. I'm so serious.
I'm worried for us. It was halfway across that bridge that you felt the change in seasons, autumn arriving with a chill wind and silver-trunked trees laden with stone fruit and apples. You ventured into the mother forest, still following the trail visible only to eye, before a strangled scream and the sounds of raised voices stopped you in your tracks. Leaving the trail, you crept closer until you found members of the Gloam harassing sunken-eyed children of the midnight moon. Unable to see such injustice and do nothing, I leapt forward, carried by the power of a new spell, and battle began. Relishing your recently enhanced abilities, you set about bringing death to the Gloam. Radian afflicting enemies with blight and bouncing chromatic orbs between foes, Kelnis attacking with primal savagery and ambushing those that tried to flee Dolly's dissonant whispers. Elowin cast Hunter's Mark, striking out with bow and blade. I, a calm, cold figure amidst the blood and fury, slicing and stabbing as neither magic nor melee seemed able to harm him. Finally, Elowin used Misty Step to appear behind a foe who held a halfling hostage, downing him with a swift slice to the throat, before I ended matters with a crossbow bolt to the neck of the remaining Gloam warrior. You spoke with the children of the Midnight Moon, who revealed that they had been forced to work in caves half a day from where you were now. They had been tasked with clearing a powerful strain of somnium from the caves, so that the Gloam had a pathway to establish an underground camp and reach the lowest levels of the caverns. They were also there to mine precious mineral wealth from the earth and prepare somnium for processing and transport in a camp the Gloam had made above ground. These three had escaped, though they were almost at the point of exhaustion thanks to prolonged exposure to this strain of somnium so powerful that it had been able to affect them despite facial coverings and use of the restorative herb Hortensia. Realizing that what lay ahead was fraught with danger, you set about planning. Dolly found dried Hortensia on the body of one of the Gloam, which Kelnis added to the doses he had prepared as tinctures. Radian floated the idea of Dolly using her Mantle of Whispers ability to appear as Nox, though the tiefling was repulsed by this idea, refusing to engage with it, even had it been possible. The discussion moved on to Radian's desire to use somnium in an attempt to access hidden memories that might offer clues to his past. Dolly was dead against it, Kelnis interceding as a mediator. Still, no agreement could be found between the newly dead, and Dolly stepped away to take some air. Elowin wasn't even sure that heading towards the caves was a good idea, though, like all of you, she was resolved to support I should he wish to go there. Radian suggested more possible tactics, but found himself in the firing line of Elowin, who reacted to his dangerous plan with a little spikiness. Radian made the point that just because he suggested ideas didn't necessarily mean that he thought they were the only viable course of action. I was tired of their bickering and suggested that a night's rest and an early journey to the caves would allow them to assess the situation more accurately. The next morning, Kelnis, having sent the children of the Midnight Moon on their way with a dose of Hortensia to help them through somnium withdrawal, you headed further into the forest. After half a day's travel, you arrived at a felled section of trees, beyond which lay a cluster of buildings huddled beneath a ridge. Moving between these buildings, you could make out both the children of the Midnight Moon and the familiar cloaks and masks of the Gloam, and that's where we are now. So, you've been moving for half a day, making your way northwest through this forest. And you are at the edge of this felled section. To remind you exactly of what you can see ahead of you, you can see this cluster of buildings, and you're at the top of a ridge. And the ridge dips towards this sort of flat, lowered plateau. I think plateau is probably the wrong word, almost like a basin. Let's say 30 feet lower than the level that you're at now. So not extraordinarily low, but still enough of a valley to keep the camp hidden from sight until you reach this point. It looks like those trees have been intentionally cut down felled to offer, you can assume, maybe a better view of the road beyond. But you do see that some trees have been left standing. Can everyone roll me perception checks, please? I.
18.
18. Dolly?
9.
9.
8.
8.
I've been betrayed by the dice. Natural 1.
Natural 1.
25.
25. That's what you see. So we might, I might see if I can have a little photo taken of that at some point, so you guys we can put this up. But essentially, what you see, anyone higher than a 15 notices that in these trees,
I see that as well.
anyone who's got higher than a 15 notices that in these few trees that have been left standing, there are gloam. On little parapets, almost like watchtowers, there are 3 of them, one in the center and one sort of each side of this felled area of trees. Looks to only be a single gloam member in any of them, and for now, you are certainly near enough to the tree line that you're not visible. And what Kelness now has is essentially an unlabeled map of the shapes of the buildings you can see, and that line on the left-hand side, that sort of dotted line, is the beginning of the ridge on the far end. Does that make sense?
Does the ridge go up or down?
Yeah. So you're in a ridge that then leads down. There's a basin, and then on the far side it goes back up again. But this is much more of like a cliff, it's not an easily traversable gentle slope like the one you're stood before.
Wow, it's completely empty.
You see nothing. It's as if you have had an Etch-a-Sketch. You've done an Etch-a-Sketch drawing and someone's shaken the image.
I thought they said this place was going to be mad.
I crawls up Radiant's back, sits on his shoulders, does this, and just tries to point his head in the direction.
Roll me perception with advantage.
I mean, it's a 6 and a 7.
A 6 and a 7. You can now make out that there are at least people there.
2 people. We can get past them.
And I, having no concept of numbers, goes, yes.
This is how we die.
So this is it's the height of it's kind of midday at this point, really. You've been traveling for about 4 or 5 hours, and you probably set off sometime around sunrise, which would be about sort of 7:30. So it's somewhere between 11:30 and 12:30.
So I'm going to tell them what I can see.
Yeah, and you can feel free to pass it round if you want to.
Could I get the dice jar, please?
Absolutely, you can get the dice.
Because that's absolutely wild. I refuse.
So I don't know, have we ever used this on camera before?
Yes.
I think we
Yeah,
have one.
yeah.
In last
once,
night's
yeah.
episode.
Oh yeah, this is the dice jail for which was made, as all of our minis are, by Mark at Crafted Campaigns, or as I know him, the Mini Man. And when a dice has behaved like a real bastard,
And this
Well,
one.
also, it's Ben's fault for rolling out all of the nat 20s
you
before
don't
we
know.
started.
You
So you had 2 nat 20s.
think I'm going to
and 19
label
in
the
a row.
entrance to
Yeah.
caves? You dumb frauds!
Right.
You're not adventurers, you're cowards.
Okay, cool. So they're very much down in.
Is that okay? You happy with that?
I'd like him to be tweaked one. Yeah, one. That's it. Now he's facing forward.
Do you want to see?
So is the entrance to the caves
We don't know.
in amongst the buildings?
We don't know.
You want to hope so. Well, we're going to need one heck of a plan if we're going to go in there.
Yep. This might be one of the stupidest ideas we've had, but
So what I will say, I have exactly the same map, but mine is labelled with what everything is. So if you can describe to me which building you want to get close to, which you want to scrutinise from a distance or close up, I will be able to kind of give you information on what those buildings are with enough checks that you can kind of start to properly surveil the area if that is what you want to do.
any chance of putting that bird to good use?
I think so.
How far away is the furthest building, roughly, would you say? Because you can go 100 feet from me.
Okay, so I specifically said that I specifically said that it was 50 yards to the edge of the camp, which is 150 feet.
So I'm going to
which would be the nearest building, which would be the sort of the largest one that is a sort of irregular shape that almost looks like a big corner, and then the narrow one above it. So the bottom right building, the big sort of thick corner piece.
Dares I say that an owl in the middle of the day might...
It's just a bird. Owls aren't, not all owls are nocturnal, and I think you'll find the burrowing owls are diurnal, actually, so...
Roll me nature. Roll me nature, Dolly, because you opened your mouth and Wilson came out.
11.
11. She's not sure.
Yeah. Can you also roll performance as well, because that was really boring.
Bird facts. Bird facts are one of the most beloved side quests in all Dungeons and Dragons.
I will needs to get close anyway. Does we think that you is useful, you the birds, or does we think it is just something's likes I to go down and has a look at?
How do you feel about that?
I has ways of hiding.
You do.
Well, you're going to need them, because we're not going to be able to make it from all the way up here, and if we walk in there, it's not going to go well.
Do you want us to stay here?
I think it might be the safest thing.
I could support I and you.
You see what you've done?
You has a spell, but I think that might be worth saving for further down the road.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
You could.
4 wings are better than 2.
Can you fly now?
He's level 8.
Get to flying.
Wild
They
Shape
can
has
fly now?
high speed. Oh my good gravy.
So excited.
That's
Spend
so
the next 20 minutes
exciting.
deciding what animal it's going to be.
Oh, brilliant.
Flamingo.
Oh, the ostrich,
albatross.
the humble chicken.
A penguin!
Leave this to me. The penguin dies of exposure 30 yards into the journey. He was dropped like
I
a stone.
transform into a flightless bird.
Oh my god.
We're laughing because it's real.
Dodo.
Yeah, I was going to say the dodo. The amazing thing is the suggested one, which is obviously is good for combat, where they're like
An axe beam.
a giant eagle, and you're like, that's the least subtle bird you can possibly do in it.
Well, the troubles will be actually, if I looks through the eyes of you, then I is unable to know if danger is coming for I.
If I can see you, if they don't get too far away, I can...
What if we has a Kelness in the sky and a eye on the grounds?
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
We can covers more. A Kelness can see more from up there, and I can see more in closeness downs on the ground.
Yeah, and I suppose if anything goes wrong, at least Kelness will be able to tell us.
Nothing's going to go wrong. There's like 2 people there. You can see.
Okay, no, this way. You need to
Oh,
look over here.
wow. There's
Yeah,
so many people.
And they're actually in the trees as well.
Is anyone else seeing this?
Yeah, no, it's really quite a lot, Radiant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shows me how many you thought there was.
Just those 2. And now when I see them, they're not...
2 is a... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dears. Oh. We will needs to work on this.
I think I'll just wait here.
I think that's what we should do.
With my new shadow touched ability,
Yes.
I always have invisibility prepared.
Yes.
It doesn't cost me anything.
Yes.
As well as another level 1 spell from the Illusion or Necromancy School of Magic.
Now, I have a question.
Go on.
I
might have an answer.
Were you to use invisibility, can you then go into you, or would you become visible?
That is a good question.
Because if does that version of invisibility require concentration? I believe it does. Greater invisibility doesn't. So if that's concentration, that technically, if you become blinded, do you become incapacitated when you walk, or just blinded and deafened? And does
Good point. I don't know, actually.
Because-
But my plan is actually not to walk into you anyway.
Very good.
It's for Kel to be the eyes in the sky, and for me to be the
claws on the ground?
claws on the floor.
Claws on the
Claws on the
floor.
floor.
Claws on the
You know what,
floor.
man? I don't mind that one bit.
There you go.
There's a merch line.
Yeah.
Or
It's the meeting of minds afterwards I worry about when they both try and tell us what they've seen.
Yeah.
Let's worry about that when we actually get there.
Yeah, because it's concentration, visibility, yeah. Okay, yeah, so...
I think this is the best way. I will turn myself invisible.
And you have 10 minutes invisibility?
I believe it's an hour.
Is it an hour? Great. I'm not great on casting time.
From where we are,
Yes.
Yeah.
what's the distance to the furthest part of the...
Well, I'll tell you what. So I was saying that essentially the gap between that bit of the ridge where you are, which is roughly where your finger is now, and the first building was, let's call it 50 yards.
Okay.
So let's call that another 150, so it's 200 yards. So it's 600 feet.
Got it.
If you want to put little lines to denote
That's a big old
distances,
basin.
feel
It's
free
a big
to.
old basin.
It's a big old basin.
And also, click my heels.
Click your heels. And how long is it? Is it an hour?
Well, I mean, it's really... Yeah, I mean, I
how
have
long-
10 turns, but...
No, sorry, my
up
love.
to-
Invisibility.
Oh, invisibility is an hour. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Because I think the boots are just...
I'm happy for you to. I'm happy in this context for us to. So really, every time we roll it in minutes. We roll it in rounds. But let's say out of combat, I know it doesn't work like this. We'll do it as minutes. So roll me a d10, and that's how many minutes of double speed you have.
1 second.
I'll roll it.
No. Didn't we learn from, like, that this thing just wasn't good?
It says 10 minutes in the boots of speed.
Great, but we nerfed them. But
We nerfed them for combat, but was so just...
sick. Let's take 10 minutes.
Yeah. Because in combat, like everything's
Sorry,
like
I mean,
6
can everyone
seconds
leave
long,
the
so-
studio for 10 minutes? I need to attack. Alex.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Daring to question my
Okay,
little...
so in that case, then I won't click them now.
No, sure.
I'm going to click them if
Sure thing.
they become necessary.
Radiant clicks, eyes.
It's like having a dog's back legs.
Yeah.
and Alex and I shatters the staff in radiance.
Okay, yeah, so
Kelnis, what will you become?
Hopefully rich.
okay. So
Big wine.
So I slips into draconic. Understanding this and goes, no, I don't mean on like I means less kind of
Holistic.
on a holistic level, more in a sort of what will you literally turn into?
I've been considering this for a long time.
He says he has been thinking about this for a while.
I said that in common tongue.
Sorry, it's becoming so natural to switch between the two. I forget.
I was just playing with- what?
I now begins to dream in
I was going to say, I was just about to say, which one do you dream
Get a
in?
passport any day now.
One of my favorite memories from childhood was of a raven who I used to feed outside my parents' hut.
Did you? I knows now you uses names for things like this. Did you has a name for it?
Its name was...
Corvids are very intelligent,
good
so they
name.
probably would have learned his name if he had
Roll for bird fact.
Yeah,
Sorry.
nature. What was that?
the 13.
Okay, so you know a little bit more about ravens than
I
you do
do.
about
I really
owls.
do.
Is a strong name. Is a strong name.
Great. So you're going to turn into a raven. Can you just describe? You've never turned into anything with a fly speed before. Now, of
No.
course, you are able to fly as Kelnis, because we can
But
we can
I'm
tell
just
because
a
the
big
music will play.
dragonborn with fiery wings.
Yes.
Being conspicuous.
Yes. What? How does it look when you? Is it like instant when you turn into a raven,
Ooh, that's a good question.
or does it take it? No, it takes an hour. It's incredibly painful and
Oh, it's
really
not the
noisy.
Animorphs way, is it?
It's very animalsy.
Like you about 20 minutes in, you realise you can't stop it, but you really want to stop it, and you are asking for help to stop it.
Jeff Goldblum in the fly.
Yeah, I was thinking it's Goldblum in the fly, and you're like plucking hairs.
Yeah, I think it's fairly quick. It happens fairly quick. I think that what you see is...
No, don't worry.
No, you can't just wave that away.
Sorry,
Like, you can't
I said because you said
Doug's
it's fairly
doing
quick.
Doug's
and I was
doing improv.
You're doing.
Seaman, sorry.
I would.
Come on, Wilson. Ugh.
This energy is so off today.
It's taken us so long for him just to wild shape.
I know.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I would have done it by now.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
That is genuinely on me.
What you see is Kelnis says a few words and his hands move.
What words?
And he says, I shall be Raven.
You tell you got to picture it. You've got to manifest
I know.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
manifest
Does he
it.
say that
when
so
everybody's
Raven when he
thinking of
does?
stealing.
So
Yeah.
I shall be Raven. And it's like a mist forms around him. And you see his form shift and grow smaller. And then the mist's clear. And there's a raven before you on the ground. And he looks up and he says, "Bah."
They can speak in wild
Okay,
shape.
well, it has the trait mimicry. It can mimic simple sounds it has heard, such as a person
No,
whispering.
but
a
in
baby crying.
2024 Wild Shape, you can speak.
Oh, marvelous.
So he says, "Bah." Hello.
That is one of the weirdest
They're
things
also
I've ever
very good
seen.
mimics, so you would be able to say hello today.
Roll for bird
Roll
fact.
for bird fact. Sorry.
This is wild.
It's a 16.
She's getting there. She's really
Because I
getting
touched
there.
it.
It's weird. Dolly never mentioned this before.
I stretch my wings and I say, Dolly, you probably know more about me than I do.
I give him a little tickle under his little beak.
Do they like that?
Yeah.
They go, goonk. Roll for bird fact.
Yeah, they kind of
Yeah.
gronk,
Roll
don't
for
they?
bird fact.
Yeah, ravens gronk.
It's a 19.
Okay, yeah, they really gronk. Yeah, that's the name for it.
Dolly,
hate this.
Dolly, how do you know so much about birds?
What? I really like birds.
You've never meant. Sorry, I was accidentally
Have you ever asked her if she
So
You has never
Kellis
mentioned
flaps his wings.
Oh, you hear from
and he
inside
flies
the
up and he lands
inside the
on,
bag of holding.
He lands on Dolly's shoulder, and he gives her a little.
Aww.
They do this little like growly thing. Ravens. They go. Goes,
Anyway, I feel like we're getting sidetracked here.
not like us.
So, Kel becomes a raven. Have you gone invisible?
Not yet. I would like to do so once I have begun to get nearer.
Okay. You are going to be rolling. Obviously, you roll very high on stealth, but I'm going to say that for you to move in like the midday sun, in an area that has specifically been prepared so that people can look and look out, you will be rolled. They will be actively looking, and you'll be rolling contested. Now, I know that essentially they have to roll in at 20, but there are 3 towers, and I will have all 3 of them roll.
Okay, then I will activate visibility.
Okay, just because I think that's
Yeah.
because it's their only job.
Yeah.
Okay.
map over here. Just so we can both see it.
Yes, yeah.
But it takes like, you can move 60 feet in a round if you're not doing anything else. You can move 120 feet in a round. Well, that means you can cover that distance to the first building in about 7.5 seconds.
Yeah.
He
You're
can move
rapid,
120 feet.
Take that, Usain.
Take that, Usain.
I can only go 50.
Yeah, but he's got his special. He's got his special. But also, technically,
That's
you could
right.
technically dash if you wanted to as a raven.
Should be 100.
You could go
How many
100.
times can you cast message? It's a cantrip.
It's
Yeah.
cantrip, yeah.
Great, so you could almost communicate between the two of us.
As long as you 120 feet.
120 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well then actually, yeah. Then if I always leave you,
I is going to leave you behind me 100 feet at all times. So you is closest to
Okay.
you. And you can speak to you because
I did check, that's what I whispered, and
Yeah.
you can message
Through the
through a familiar.
But if you get more than 100 feet away from it,
Yeah.
it dispels anyway.
Yeah.
So you can essentially have one message and then you're gone.
Well, you can always stay 100 feet, so if how far is message?
120.
120, so you can have 220 feet between us to send a message. Because you can be 100 feet
Yep.
towards... Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
I would like to try and maneuver down to this
Large.
bottom, the
Yep.
large building with
Large
the
building.
corner
Okay.
shape.
Absolutely. Roll me stealth with advantage, just in case you.
Is it too late for me to give him bardic inspiration?
No, that's okay.
So second one was cocked. But, it's a 21.
Give him his little treat, his little loot liar.
Little treat.
I said tree, actually, which is even...
21.
21. Great. Roll me. What are you looking at? As your, are you looking at your?
Tell me.
Are you? No, but are you looking at your? I'm trying to figure out if I want you to roll investigation or perception on something, and it depends on if you're actively looking at the thing where I. If you're actively looking at this thing, are you focused on that building and the people, or are you focused on your own sort of footfall moving through the felled trees and going over the lot? Roll me perception.
3.
Okay, don't worry then. You
No, I do.
Move in between that sort of tree in the center and the tree at the south, and move in towards the edge of this large building. If you want to tilt it, I'll be able to see.
Do you mean so the tree at the center and the
Yes.
tree? So
No. Sorry. So the trees. Let's call them from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go right up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You move in between trees 2 and 3.
Here and here.
Yeah, you're going in between there.
Cool.
And you are looking at this building. Roll me investigation as you approach it.
It's a 6.
Okay. This is a sort of hastily constructed single-story building. No windows. It's made of felled logs. It has a patchy thatched roof. And you can see on the far side of that building that there is activity. This area that you're in is maybe less... You can see that the closer you get to the ridge, the proper kind of cliff ridge, we'll call it, cliff, at the back of the base, that's where there are more people. This area is still reasonably, you think, sparse.
Sort of around here, or oh, you mean actually the whole?
Yes,
yeah.
Of the camp as a whole.
Cool. I kind of thinks to himself about the fact that there's no windows.
Seems like a good place to store things. Okay.
Kel, where are you going on that map?
I'm following overhead. I.
Yep. So you're tracing that same route, but above I.
But above I.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get a sense of the lay of the land and who's where and
Right.
any other static guard posts or anything like that.
Great. Roll me a
Signs of caves.
Great. Roll me a perception check. How far up? Roll me a perception check with disadvantage because you're very high up and you're trying to essentially spot specific stuff on the ground. You still can add your modifier to it, which will be pretty high.
I don't think I'd be too high up, though. I'm not a hawk or an eagle.
I know
or something
what
like that, but
I am. Okay, all right then. In that case, roll it for me flat, and the DC is going to be higher because there's certain stuff that you'll need to be very perceptive to see.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
So roll it flat. No,
Roll it
no
flat.
modifier.
No. Sorry, don't roll it with disadvantage. Just roll once. Roll me a regular perception check.
Okay. Let's say 21.
21. Okay. And what was that on the die?
13.
13.
Plus 8 on
Okay.
perception.
Here's what you see. You can see.
No, that is Kelness as a bird. Sorry.
Gunged.
You see that there is a building next to the one that I is, which kind of is almost like a diamond-shaped building with a protruding. It could almost look like a rudimentary key, and that has a thatched roof and a spire. It looks to you to potentially be some kind of place of worship. It is. You can just about make out that it has large wooden doors at the far end, and they look to have been carved, but you can't quite make out what those carvings are. But something ornate has happened that is quite unlike the rest of the buildings that you're seeing in this area. The next one, I'm going to say you can sort of look at chunks of the camp at once. There is an area from which just down from that building, there are two buildings next to each other. You get a strong sense of, you get the smell of like a forge, something being smelted or heated. It doesn't smell like somnium. It smells like a blacksmith, and it has a great chimney, and there's twists of smoke going out into the sky. And I will say around what you see that I did not see is in that first building that he was looking at, that almost looks like it would be a sort of rectangle, but it has a little wedge cut out of it on the bottom left. There are cloaked figures.
With the wedge cut out? Rectangle with a wedge cut
No,
out.
the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, that one. Let me see.
With a
No,
wedge cut out.
no.
That one.
No, that one.
Oh, that.
Because that's the direction you're coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I thought...
There are three gloam cloaked figures stood right on the other side of that building that I is approaching.
Okay. I think I want to circle back.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to find I? How am I going to find you?
Yeah.
I can't see you.
Oh, you can't see me to send a message.
Well, I can
Or you can see you. That's a good way
But
to
I
see
don't
you.
have that information.
Yeah.
The best laid plans of
I know.
Dragonborn.
Well, I knew he was heading kind of generally towards...
I'd say you will have discussed your first area that you were going to look at because
Yeah.
you would have, because you knew to head the same direction.
Yeah, so I'm going to fly over to... I don't know, I'm turning this around to show you, Harry.
Yeah.
You
thanks,
you were circling above me, by the way.
So yes, you can see that you, the little burrowing owl, is circling in quite small circles on the far side of the building from which you've just spotted these gloam. So close to you, close to where you, Kelnis, are.
Is that this side of this
Yes,
big
it is exactly
building?
that.
Okay. So I fly over to the corner of the building and I land on the roof.
Yep.
And I just do a little...
Great, really good. Roll. I think it's very reasonable that I would be super alert to sound at this point. So you can roll perception with advantage. It's a low DC.
I mean, it's an 8.
It's an 8.
Sorry, hold on. It's a 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The DC was a 10. Yes, you clock this. You clock this noise from Kel, and you look up to see that the raven is on the building, on the kind of bottom, like on a corner that would essentially block your path to move round to the other side, cawing out.
Okay. And I stops. I doesn't continue on that path. Instead, I would like to head
Yep.
what we consider on this north
Yes, absolutely.
to
Yeah.
the nearest building.
Great. Roll me stealth with advantage.
It's a 22.
22. Great. You make your way to this building, and this is like it's not even really a building. It's just a roof.
It's just a roof.
Yeah, it's just a roof, and underneath it, huddled together, you see children of the midnight moon asleep or resting.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, both of those buildings are sort of two.
So literally those are both.
Those are
just
both.
roofs.
Those
okay,
are both
so about to
almost
say,
like
can I see through
they're,
together a
they're
little
both kind of just canopies, rough sort of canopies made of fallen branches and leaves and ferns that are starting to brown and discolor, and they are lying on the dirt floor underneath these canopies. I would tell you how many they are, but you can't.
I can't count. Okay,
Really
cool.
useful.
Yeah. Fuck trying to teach him to read, teach him to count.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Okay. Kel, you see that because you is telepathically connected to you, right? So
you can't like talk to you,
but you knows where you are.
You knows where I am.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that you is almost going above you, like a fishing float on the surface when you're on the hook down the bottom. It's sort of moving
Friend
above
used to tie
you.
a balloon to their pet turtle for that.
Yeah.
So they couldn't lose their pet turtle in the house. Same thing.
So, Kel.
So I see you
moving north.
moving north. So I follow
Yep.
you.
So now I'm going to kind of essentially give you a chance to look at some of these other buildings. Roll me perception, please, Cal.
That's 20. Oh, yeah, 21.
21.
Great. Love
You
it.
see,
I know the play.
so the buildings that you see, the first thing you see is the same buildings that I saw, which is these sort of two buildings very close to each other, almost like two little sections of a right angle, which is this very patchy, half-hurried series of shelters in which people are sleeping. And then away to the left-hand side of that, you can see figures bringing big lengths of somnium into that building. They look to be fully wrapped up against it. You can see from where you are, not just they're children of the midnight moon, but their hands covered. You can't really kind of make out faces because everyone is wrapped in scarves or bandages to, you can assume, protect them from the effects of this strain. And then
They're taking the somnium into the building.
Into that building, yes. And then the little building just to the north of it. Sorry, it's a large building just to the north of that. Again, is just a roof, and it looks as though they are preparing or processing somnium. And then above that is a circular building, which is made of stone and has again, like a proper, looks to be a permanent structure, a roof that looks to be a permanent structure.
I'd like to go and investigate that structure a little bit more closely.
Absolutely. I don't particularly need you to roll stealth because you're just a bird.
I'm not just a bird.
No, I'm just a bird.
Raven.
Do you want to land on the roof of that building, or do you want to sort of land near it so you can...
I kind of want to do a circuit around it just to see what I can see. And then, if it seems safe, I want to try and see inside.
Okay, there is no... You, roll me perception, please.
11.
11. You can discern it has no windows, but it does have a heavy-looking door.
What kind of roof does it have?
A pitched thatch roof.
I'd like to land on the roof and see if I can burrow my head
Oh, okay.
through the thatch.
Sure,
see if I
yeah.
can peek through.
Yeah, you can try that. Roll me...
Poke head through thatch skill.
Can we go to Aoife with a bird fax to see if that's possible?
Ravens they can solve puzzles quite advanced.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to roll me an acrobatics check using the bird's dexterity score, not yours, because I'm looking at these rules, which might be the 2014, but you retain your alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So you would keep keep the strength and dexterity and constitution.
It has a
of the bird.
+2 to Dex.
It has a +2 to Dex. Yes. So roll me a check and add a 2 to it.
21.
21. Do you have proficiency in acrobatics as well, you Kelnis, because you retain all of your own proficiencies? No.
Yes, well, I'm going to have a +3 to it.
No, that's not proficiency.
That's just
Not proficiency. Okay, 21. Wow. I'll tell you what you do. What you essentially manage to do is sort of peck a few of the individual pieces of thatch out.
Can I see this, by the way, like, at all?
From where you are,
Not from Grindr.
roll me perception.
God damn it, the one thing. 17.
17, yeah, I'll say you can see this.
Okay.
Starts pulling out these
So I just see a couple of like twigs sort of fall down like
these sort of individual strands of straw or fibres that have been used to make this thick thatch. The thatch is maybe 2 foot thick, 18 inches thick. And you seem to have picked up, there's a point that you sort of figure out where it's a little bit thinner and you pick a few bits, sort of burrow your head through. Roll me perception with disadvantage. You can't see tremendously well through this. It is thatch.
Oh, fuck. Never mind.
It's an 11.
It's an 11.
I got a nat 20 on the second roll, but it's
man.
disadvantage,
So what you get is, as you try and push your sort of raven beaked face through this, you are hit by a smell, a wave of somnium so intense. I'd like you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Well, I keep my own constitution, right?
Nope, you use the bird's Constitution. Cool. A raven has a -1 to Constitution.
Not according to this book, it just says 0.
Oh, fine, I'm looking at an old version then. I'm looking at the 2014 basic rules. I should, of course, be looking at the new Raven.
Yeah.
The new improved
solid
Raven.
zero.
They're very hardy
sake.
birds.
Constitution
hardy
saving
boy.
throw.
I just thought, let's improve those
It's a
ravens.
12.
It's a 12. Let me check something. I'm going to say that is a fail.
You're dead.
You took this a long time ago. The first time. And you remember what that first time you did it was like in the company of the Circle of Wildfire with sort of wise guides who've seen and done it all and who were able to coach you through these moments where you felt vulnerable or like it could go wrong. And over time you were able to do that for other people. You sort of mastered it, would not necessarily be a term you'd use because I think Kel is aware of the sort of, that nature is inherently chaotic. But you felt like you had a pretty good grip on it. It's a long time since you did it. And this version of it, even though this is just a passive inhalation, hits you like, it's almost as if the ceiling has caved in on you for a moment. Roll me a d4.
4.
Okay. For the next 4 hours, or until you have a rest, which essentially would be the same thing, you have disadvantage on perception and investigation because it just messes with your understanding of how the world is working. Mm-hmm. Things are moving and misty, and a sound that you know is in front of you will suddenly be off to your right, or a sensation that you know, even in your raven form, you can feel the sensation of your left foot, your left kind of clawed foot slipping, and then you realize actually it's your right foot that's slipping out from underneath you. That's what happens.
Okay. I pull my head back through.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a bird have a bad trip?
Leave the house. We'll tell you all about it now.
Yeah.
I have a little wobble, and I look for you.
Roll me perception with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
19, yeah, you spot him. You spot him. Just on the other side of those first buildings that you saw.
looked around and sees this bird like,
Upside down.
it's kind of like,
Deep in a
Yeah, I've never seen a bird's tongue.
It's good.
Yeah, can birds gurn?
Well, I mean, not really. They don't have lips. So.
Could a raven's tongue loll out its mouth?
No.
Then that doesn't happen.
What you do see is this raven take a leap off the roof and
You take a little leap up this pitched roof, and you sort of slightly misjudge where the edge of the roof is, and so you actually sort of slide down a little bit of the roof, and it's just enough to kind of get you going, flapping just one wing, then just the other wing, then you start to get everything going again.
That's right. I remember how to fly. And I go in search of I,
who at the moment is on the southern side of those two kind of areas where workers are relaxing. Or while you're there, I'll say what you see. In fact, why don't you roll me a perception check?
14.
14. What you see is when these workers, these like wrapped, almost embalmed workers, are coming out of the not the place where the raw somnium is going, but the somnium that's being processed. They look.
Processing was the northernmost one?
The northernmost one, the one underneath the circle.
Yeah.
As they move out, they move like almost like they're made of wood. They're moving, all their movements are really stiff and their limbs are really heavy. And as they emerge, you watch this first one emerge, and it looks to be this really large, substantial humanoid. A couple of the sleeping ones or the slumbering ones who are kind of leaning against these posts get up and go and help them. And they start taking lengths of cloth and unwrapping them. And as they get unwrapped and unwrapped more and more and more, almost like they've been hastily embalmed, you see this sweat-saturated, skinny human who, at the point at which all these bandages are removed, just collapses to their knees, is dragged into the rest area by the others, and those bandages are left on the floor.
Okay. I would like to make my way round to this circular, this tower kind of.
Yep.
Like, how tall is it?
I will say it is 12 feet before you reach the pitch of the roof, and then the pitch of the roof is another 6 feet. So let's say it's 18 feet high in total.
Can I attempt to look through the keyhole of this door?
Yes, there would definitely be some kind of keyhole. I don't see why not. Roll me a stealth with advantage just to pick your way through.
29.
Golden. You'll be fine. And roll me an investigation check through the keyhole, I think. I feel like listening at a door is perception, but I feel like looking through a keyhole.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. You can see amorphous shapes. Could be crates or shelves or bundles or bags. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. With advantage because you're putting your eye to this, not your nose.
Is a 16.
Okay. It wouldn't matter anyway.
My eye is lazily drifting.
You breathe, you sort of breathe in and you get this hit, this smell of somnium, like a real intense hit of it. And you brace yourself for an effect, and there's nothing. There's nothing.
I'm so curious if that's because I rolled or if it doesn't matter anyway. It's like, because kobolds are fucking... I literally, earlier on, I was thinking...
Because kobolds are fucking.
Because kobolds are... I tell you, I can smell a bit of somnium, but I can definitely hear 2 kobolds.
I literally earlier was thinking, what if kobolds have been around this stuff and we have no idea because it doesn't fucking affect us? Interesting. Okay. Can I have a sense in time of how much time has passed?
I'm going to say this has been, let's call this 15 minutes.
Okay, great. I would, with that sense of nothing happening, what is my understanding of that when nothing happens?
Bad smell. Maybe people are scared of smell. Roll me insight.
Is 25.
25. Yeah. You've drunk alcohol and you have felt that effect, and you have been around magic and you have felt an effect from magic, and you've experienced and you've felt what it's like to crave a certain type of sugary food and have the effects of it like fill your body like a tide. This is just like a smell. It's a smell like coffee is a smell, or it's a smell like excrement is a smell. It can be a good smell or a bad smell, but it's just a smell. You don't really get what the fuss is about.
Can I put my snout to the keyhole?
Absolutely.
And take a big breath in.
The smell of it goes, like fills the back of your eyes and your ears, and it goes down into your throat, and you can taste it. You can taste like a dank, mulchy taste with also something above it that is like kind of vegetal, and nothing happens.
It's strong flavour.
Yeah, to you it's like it would be maybe like miso paste by itself, or like a mouthful of a really, really strong, intense flavour, like an offal or a truffle or blue cheese. Like it's like wow, or a raw clove of garlic. You go, wow, that's really intense, but it doesn't seem to have done me any physical damage.
Can I try picking the lock?
Yes.
Let's fucking go.
That is a 27.
Let me just check what
It's sleight of
DC would
hand.
be on a lock. Yes, you would carefully work into this mechanism, and you feel the lock give way in your hand.
I want this door to. I'm talking like, I'm not opening the door. I am like pushing slightly, and I'm doing the minimum amount
minimum
for me to like.
Great. So why don't you roll me
Skull scoop in here.
stealth? That was stealth. I said
21.
21. You slip inside and close the door behind you. Roll me perception, Kel. With disadvantage, obviously, because you're feeling the effects.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see this. You see the door to this open and then shut. Perfect. Okay.
Sorry, that was Milton. Sorry. Milton started tickling my feet and I thought the dog's in the room. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I really just like uncrossed my legs and I was like, what's tickling me? And it's Milton. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. That's totally fine. I'm also aware that you guys are sitting at the table for a long time doing
Having
nothing.
a nice
I
time.
apologise for that. Okay.
So I see this door open and close, and can I make an assumption that it might be?
Roll me
alright?
insight with advantage.
18.
Everything would point towards that. Everything would point towards that.
I think it's safe to say that you was probably
you was
perched on
probably
top
within
of the-
you was probably within or close to that building. You have just seen essentially what you would realise as the door opens slightly and then closes itself.
So I
again.
go over and I land on the thatched roof just above the door.
What you see is bundles and bundles and bundles of somnium, all wrapped, ready. It looks for long-term storage, or wrapped well enough that there could be like, it would be a journey. You can see that these bundles are wrapped in a kind of cloth and then have like leather on the outside and are bound with rope. And there are weighing scales and various accoutrement, packaging accoutrement.
I would like to reach in to my bag of holding.
Yep.
The jar that once had the black ichor in it.
Yes.
I would like to take some somnium, put it in, and seal it in this jar, if possible.
Great. You can absolutely do that.
Cool. And then I'm going to pop that back in the bag of holding.
That's all that there is in here. It is literally, it's cool in here. It's very cool.
That is really cool.
It's like the only, it seems that the walls here are thick enough, the thatch here is thick enough, it's been thought about enough that this stuff isn't going to rot.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to try and slip back out the door again.
Stealth, baby. And Kel, roll me perception check as I's trying to sneak out the door.
It's a 30.
Uh, 13.
13. You hear a little bit of commotion from the far side of the... So the building that you are is a circular building with the stores. Then below that there is a building in which it's being processed. And then beyond that there is another building which is... in which people are taking the somnium into. On the far side of that you hear a noise. As I open, and you don't even really notice as I opens this door and shuts it, but you just feel the thing that you feel through your clawed feet is a sort of gentle vibration through the wall as the door shuts.
What is the sound that I hear?
You hear, with a 13, you just hear sort of raised voices that don't look to be voices of conflict, but they are voices of concern.
Just on the off chance. The raven pokes its head down and says, I.
Nevermore.
You hear that?
Yeah. I looks up.
And sees a slightly stoned-looking raven looking down.
Can I,
one head to the side, head to the side.
looking around, can I find any, maybe some of the thatch that was picked off?
Yeah.
I just wants to pick it up and just
Totally.
on the floor, just to kind of indicate where I am to anyone who might just very small movement.
Yeah. Roll perception with disadvantage. 19. You see this tiny movement. It's almost like a little piece of something is disturbing the earth, like less than a footprint would be, but just this sort of little scratchy undulation of the slightly damp earth next to the door of this building.
Is that you, I? Have you found anything?
Very
Okay.
frantic checking.
I think we should watch where the children of the moon go when they harvest. I have no idea what that means.
You just hear a little.
Can you not speak?
I just don't want to draw attention to anyone because I'm kind of, I don't know. There's
Yeah, that's
processing.
fair. I think
I'm
that's
just
fair.
thinking I'm invisible and I'm I want
think
to
that's
take
fair.
full advantage of that right now. Yeah.
Can I see the map again?
I would like to make my way around behind, sort of at the moment I'm at the circular building, north, going around to the west,
Yep.
to southwest. I would like to go round the processing and then where they're bringing the
Yeah,
somnium.
and then sort of trace the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
Okay.
Cliff Richard.
Roll me perception as you do that. Cliff Richard. The rigid cliff.
Yeah,
Cliff
Cliff
Richard.
Richard.
Scintillatingly
yeah.
contemporary
Roll
reference
perception.
there.
Yeah.
Is a 16.
A 16. You see two gloam guards stood next to the Cliff Rigid, in the sort of center of that cliff, on the same level that you are, in between the place where the building where the raw somnium is and the small building below it. There are two guards with their sort of backs to that bit of cliff.
Not including that
Not
tree.
including
where
the
there's
tree.
someone there.
Not
The
including
tree is up.
guard.
The tree is up. The tree is
Yeah.
up,
Oh,
on
I see.
up on the
Cool.
cliff,
Okay, there's two there.
almost directly below the level of that cliff.
As if they're guarding something.
I'm gonna skirt the edge of the Somnium building. I want to try and get a look and see if they're...
Absolutely. So you don't even need to roll for this. What you see is one of the children of the Midnight Moon, who, as they are emerging from wherever they've come from, has fallen to the ground, and they have their hands on their head, and as they pull their hands away, where their eyes are, there are mushrooms starting to grow. And they are sort of trying to pull at them, and as they're doing that, there seems to be more pain for them.
No.
And there's a kind of group of children of the Midnight Moon who all have packs on their back, they're pulling hand cuts, and they've just stopped and they're staring at this one who's frantically kind of clawing at their face.
I'm very cordyceps.
So they are here with the
Yes,
guard.
right in front of the guard.
Take a sort of movement back to the sort of round, kind of like peering round that building, like a sense of if something is happening here, if there is going to be, I don't know, if I is having seen what happened to Nox, if there's going to be a fear of some sort of change or something, it's just like I just want to get a bit of distance between me and this.
What you position yourself around there. You can roll stealth with advantage, though. You'd have to do. It would essentially have to be in that one at this point.
It's 21.
Yeah.
Because I rely on
And you watch as there's this kind of growing sense of panic. You hear one of the children going, "Someone do something! Someone do something for him! Do something for him!" And this one is still like pulling and like trying to get them out. And one of these gloam walks behind them and just forces a blade into their back. And they stop thrashing, and their hands leave their face, and they fall to the ground. Roll me insight.
Then it's 16.
Okay. You get the impression, even from the children, that this isn't the first time this has happened, and that also isn't seen by anyone as a disproportionate response.
Okay. While I'm stood here, I kind of realize the building that I'm stood behind. I'm like, I haven't taken this in
Yeah.
yet.
Roll perception.
5.
Okay. This building that you have your back to is, you see people kind of going in and out of it, it's essentially like a storage shed for hand tools and bags.
Okay. I mean,
Where are you, Cal?
yeah.
I'm still above the door going,
Just completely lost.
talk to me.
Knowing that I left Kel there, I want to
Take the shortest route.
Yeah, exactly. Going
Yep,
sort of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
As that happens, roll me a perception check, as you start to make your way through this.
18.
18. You see that the children take their somnium out of one of their handcarts, and they put this body back into the handcart, and they start to walk towards the two guards. And you realize two things. Almost like a mirage where you have to look at something from the right angle. As you start to walk kind of past and looking to your left, it looks to be a solid cliff in front of which these two guards are standing. And then you realize as you move further that actually there is like a slash within it. Like a narrow, jagged opening.
Okay.
And above it there is another one of these, again, only goes into view later, a kobold symbol.
Okay. I would like to head back to the cylindrical building.
Yeah.
I would like you to sweep down and do a little flyby, Kel. And
Does he even see it?
and sort of like you is just going to keep again circling above me, and I want to make my way back up to the party.
So you watch Kel as I sweeps down, as you, the owl, like locking eyes with you, sweeps down towards you, almost looks like it's going to land briefly in front of you, and then whisks away back towards the tree line from which you first came.
So, I recover from my initial shock, thinking that this owl was going to attack me. And then I take wing and I follow you.
Yeah. Roll me stealth with advantage, I, to make your way back up to that ridge.
21. No, 22.
22.
Sorry, hold on. I was thinking disadvantage. Sorry, 24. I mean,
24.
You know.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Oh, well. The rest of you who've been up on this ridge, what's the last... It's been about 20 minutes. Now, anything in particular that you would have been doing or talking about, thinking about?
I would have just been watching the birds quite intently, seeing what their path was.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we're just waiting to see if something would go wrong, right? If there'd be some sort of commotion, we'd have to do anything. So I think it's just
Scanning.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you all roll me perception checks then and see how much of any of this you heard or saw? Radian?
18.
18.
8.
8.
6.
6. 18 Radian, you heard a commotion. You hear this commotion. You can sense that it's from sort of deep in the camp. You don't know why or what it is. At one point, you think you hear a kind of ragged cry of pain. And then a few minutes later, you see 2 birds heading back towards you, a raven and a burrowing owl. And as they reach the tree line, so does do you drop invisibility?
I only drop invisibility one time with the party.
Yeah, once you arrive, you see I sort of...
Calnus.
Sorry.
Is you okay?
No.
I don't know if this is a bird's thing but you is seeming.
The bird was going to look like it was about to throw up.
Yes.
I feel funny.
Has the bird been drinking?
I'm like perched on a bough and I'm kind of, my feathers are a bit ruffled. It's looking a bit like I've had a rough night.
What's wrong with you?
Touch your nose and walk in it. Sorry, touch your beak and walk in a straight line.
What's wrong with you?
I'm doing what Dolly said.
But what's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
What has happened?
The round building.
Yes.
It's full of somnium.
Yes.
Strong stuff.
The bird is high.
Yep.
I'm
not that high.
yeah, I was waiting for that.
The bird is high.
Not anymore.
Listens to me. Everyone takes a step back. Takes a few steps back from I.
And I reaches into his pouch and pulls out the jar of somnium. And just...
Covers your snouts.
Fine.
And I opens the jar, sticks his snout in, takes a big old breath,
what are you
and
doing?
then pops it on and just goes...
Nothing.
Is a strong smell.
Oh, okay then.
And then I just pulls it back because I understands the point he was trying to make.
Yeah.
No. This is the thing that does this.
And you don't feel anything?
I feels nothing.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
I does not know if this is...
Is this a kobold thing or an eye thing?
I does not know.
It would tally up.
Yeah.
What I sees here is potential.
I so.
What if there is a way to use the somnium against them in a ways that they does not see coming? What if there is a way to lure them somewheres where they does not think there is somnium, and I can be in there, I can lead them there, I can be around it. and they are suddenly hit by a big lots of somnium.
Well, we gotta think why we would need to do that. I mean, our whole goal is to get into wherever this cave is, right?
And I knows where that is as well.
Where is it?
That's good news.
It's hard to explain because I don't think you can see it. Not from here, not from this far away, and even when you get close, there isn't. I don't know the best way to put it, but it is like tricks for the eyes.
Optical illusion.
Sure.
But either way, you've seen it, right?
I have
That's
seen
more than
it,
what we
and
came here with.
I have seen it, and I have seen the symbol of themselves, the markings, the
Okay.
the
that's a good
guiding
sign.
ways.
How do we get there? All in one piece.
I will tell you, unfortunately, it is.
And I gestures to just directly across. We're going to have to go either directly through, or we're going to have to try and find a way of creeping round.
If we goes around, we goes by more of these tree towers. If we goes directly, there is only the one tree tower here, the one tree tower there, but there is more peoples around, things around, creatures around. And I will also say that what came out of the cave was not very nice. A person had the somnium growing from their eyes, and they was not living for long, thanks to a blade.
Well, it's really good news that you seem to be immune to somnium, but the rest of us might not be that lucky, so we need to think about what happens when we get there.
Yes.
Based on how this bird's reacting, I think it's pretty strong.
We dose on Hortensia before we go in.
Kel, how does Hortensia work? I mean, do we dose before? Is it reactionary? Like,
It is both. It, if taken before being exposed, it helps reduce the effect. If taken after being exposed, it does a similar thing.
So essentially, mechanically, what I'll rule with Hortensia is, Hortensia will give you, one dose of Hortensia will stay in your system until you finish a long rest. You can stack the doses, you can have multiple doses, but only one will ever be active, and it will be active and used up by giving you advantage the first time you make a save against. So if you chose to huff 6 bags, you'd need 6 doses of Hortensia to sort of give you advantage 6 times.
you've got a few doses of that thing on you now, right? Maybe we should divide some up. I mean, I'm
I does
assuming
not
you don't
need
need
it.
it.
So he has more than we thought.
Wouldn't be a bad thing to have some on us just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
From what I can tell, and Kelnis, if you thinks this is correct, you says.
And I points down at the 2 thatched roofs, no sort of walls, and says,
This is where they rests.
points at the building to the west.
This is where they stores.
Points to the building behind it and goes,
This is where they does things with it.
points to the cylindrical building.
This one feels like it is when they is ready to takes it away. Is prepared in a way that it can stay there, but it's also, what is the word when you puts things together
Storage.
in a ways to also moves.
Transportation?
Sure. This feels like some sorts of buildings for a place where one says things to the gods.
Mm-hmm.
And then pointing here, it says, this feels like a place where weapons is made. This one I does not really know.
So all in all, a pretty comprehensive outfit.
Yeah, but Kel would be able to jump in and say that you could, if you wanted to share that you saw that group of gloam on the far side of that first building and warned Eye away. Yeah.
This one here.
They were there.
No, they were there.
They were here.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
that
this
side.
is the one where
Yeah, yeah,
you got in there and you called to
Yeah.
warn me away
okay.
from it.
And this one's, I does not know what was there. This was the Kelnis moved me away from.
I mean, great job scouting. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, right? We're just trying to get through. Right?
It would seem that under the cover of darkness we could move around the right, avoiding the sentries.
If I can get a little bit closer, I can go right up to the front door and I can take someone with me, but the rest of you'll have to scout around the outside.
Well, I'm quite happy being a raven right now.
I think we need to wait a little bit longer.
I think she was right.
You don't look well. We know where we're going. That's what we should focus on. This isn't our fight anymore.
So no distraction? We're just gonna try and sneak in?
I think a distraction's just a bit more of a risk than we really can take right now.
I think a distraction might put them on an alert that we does not need.
And when we get in these caves, what happens if we walk into the gloom then? You said they were in there.
Yeah. But I don't see any other way of getting to them south. If that's where the symbol was, right?
Yes.
I guess that's where we're headed then.
We could steal some clothes from the children of the Midnight Moon.
We don't look unwell enough.
We does not has mushrooms from our eyes.
So I'm a little bit conspicuous. With those guys in particular.
I does not think it is a good move for them to see you at all.
No. They might get a little bit excited. So, we wait until dark?
Yeah.
What if there was a way I could expose them to the somnium? And there's like this. No judgments. Does we think there is a...
I mean, we have to ask whether that's time that we need bought for us. If we sneak through, they don't know anything's up. There's no need to come looking for anything.
Surely there are gloom in the tunnels as well.
Yeah, but just like this obstacle, we deal with it when we come to it.
Yes.
Rather that than having people coming in after us.
There
as
is,
well.
in front of the cave, there is,
And I holds up a finger on each hand, on each claw on each hand.
there is guards. And above, there is the tree guard. We all needs to be aware of them when we wants to go in.
Look, am I thrilled with the plan? Not really, but I think out of all our options, the less attention, the better, is probably the way to go.
Can I just ask about the way this ridge is it just all the way across? It's just flat in front of us. It's just flat, or is this
It does kind of
base?
encircle. It wraps a little. So there would be, you could assume, a way of getting up onto that ridge. You've not tried to.
But in front of us, is there a base? So it's like what
Yes.
we see is
So you're up here on top of the forest. You've got trees.
Yeah.
You've got the buildings, and the ridge does this.
Yeah.
He's referring to something here.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah. I think the question I'm asking is, can we just go round? I suppose that defeats the object of the obstacle in front of us.
But I guess there is, if we could get up the ridge, deals with the person in the tree.
I think we need to just be as sneaky as possible. Get through, raise no alarm. We don't want people coming for us. That would be my suggestion.
I think it's everyone's suggestion, but it's whether or not it's feasible. I mean, you said there's 2 people stood in front of the entrance to the cave alone. We're not going to walk past them.
Perhaps we could instigate an uprising.
Again, not exactly inconspicuous.
No, but chaos is easy to slip through.
You know, I used to think that, but then any run-in we've had with the Gloom so far hasn't exactly proved that to be true.
A good point.
Did you hear anything when you were there? Any conversations? Anything useful?
I heard nothing. No one talked about anything except about helping the one with the mushrooms, and then the sounds as they died. And a bird cawing. This is all.
If you think you've got a path that you can lead us through that we can try and stealth our way through, I guess that's what we're doing. Just feels like something's missing.
I think's the best route is this way.
And I gestures around behind the cylindrical
The
building.
northern top, behind the
Yeah.
stores, behind the processing room, and behind the place where the raw somnium is being taken.
This way, if we can.
Can we descend from this point?
Yeah.
This way we avoids. We has the less number of guards in the trees. We uses the ridge. We has buildings between us and where we saws the guards.
Cal, are you in any particular state to help us out with sneaking?
Not right now.
I think a wait is a good move.
Okay.
Because as Wells is very bright.
I mean, I could always just go back. I don't have to stay a bird. But it is daytime.
Well, if we're gonna stay here for a little while, we may as well get a bit of our strength back.
Yes.
Can always turn into a bird again later.
I just pops this thing in. There's a little sniff.
Well, just making sure.
He's I like strong smells.
Fine, I guess we rest and we hope we make it through. And then we deal with the caves when we get there.
I does has a thoughts. What if I covers myself in a somnium? Not now, but is a potential. No one's can get near me.
No, including us.
This is the problem, but there is also some things in it. That is just putting it there.
Hey, while we're here brainstorming, may as well throw anything out there.
Yes.
What do we do when we get to the entrance of the cave?
Well, I knows how to get there, but there will be 2, and there is 2 in the day. I does not know if there is more at the night, but there will be some there. You has ways of making people stops in their tracks.
Yes, I do.
Can
But let's
you
hope it
does?
doesn't come to that.
Can you does more than one?
No. But also they'll know.
You has ways of making them stop. You has ways of making them does what he wants.
Yes, but again,
But if there is 2 and it comes to it, and we just needs them to be quiet, we has a way of stopping. We has a way of.
we just need the alarm to not get raised in
Yes.
the process.
Or do we just sneak up on them and go boom?
I think we need to not be seen. Otherwise, this whole entire camp is just going to be down our throats in a matter of seconds.
And if we are seen, then what?
Figure out when we come to him.
Then I think's a very fast, speedy little tricky kobold with some somnium is a powerful thing.
Great. We all have means of moving quickly. You have your new skill, you have your new skill, you can turn. There are ways in which we can improvise in a scenario. We really can, but really I think the focus should be, let's not be found, let's sneak, let's use your skill, our talents, our ability to be sneaky. That's what we do.
Yes.
We know the way, we have an advantage. Let's try not be seen. They do not, we do not want them to know that we are here. At all. Nothing can be out of the ordinary.
Eyes, yes.
Let's rest. Wait for it to get a little bit darker, and then we move.
And then we move.
And then we move.
So, over the next few hours, you sort of wait until... Do you want to wait until real cover of darkness, or until sort of just the sun starts to go down?
Say proper,
Yeah.
you know,
Proper dark.
2
Proper-
a.m.
Proper dark.
Proper dark.
Midday proper dark.
Essentially night shift.
Yeah, so you wait
Yeah.
for like 6 hours. By the time the chaps have come back, it's probably, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You wait till about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the sun starts to go down. You can see torches, the odd sort of torch being lit or a candle being lit inside some of these buildings. You see in particular, the one shaped like a key has multiple torches being lit within that. And I'll kind of just say that from your vantage point with I and Kel explaining kind of what you're looking at, you can just about train your eyes to make out that you can see emerging from somewhere in that ridge a steady trickle of brightly coloured children. You can see the brightly coloured outfits of the children of the midnight moon. And as Kel and I have described what they're seeing, you can almost see that production line in action. And Kel, at first you're almost like you're slightly seasick. You're focusing really hard on not having a bad time, and so you shut your eyes and you just augment the descriptions of what I is telling the rest of the gang would be happening with the things you remember. And then after a time you open your eyes and you realize that your eyes are focused, and those effects have worn off. How long does your wild shape last?
4 hours.
4 hours. So it's at about that same time. You sort of become draconic you, and then about 15 minutes later, you really return to your senses.
How's you feeling, Big Scale?
Thirsty.
You find a water skin and you drink a real, really big glug of water.
Kel drinks the amount that a kobold can hold in one go.
And night falls, and you see these torches being lit, and you prepare yourselves to make your way out into the darkness, and we'll take a little break there.
Cool. Do you ever look at your friends and say, I wish at least one of them was a dragon? I know I do. For let me introduce to you Draconim, the thrilling new dragon bonding fantasy TTRPG that you can support now on Backerkit. Set in the world of Akaroth, you choose a dragon hatchling from 8 excitingly unique dragon families and forge those bonds as you take on the thrilling challenges that await you. That's not to disparage you or indeed my friends. Chances are they're absolutely fine, and in some cases ever so slightly more than fine. But wouldn't it just be nicer if alongside your more than average friend group, you added one honking great chunk of dragon that you raised yourself from the egg? If your answer just then ranged anywhere from an intriguingly raised eyebrow to an overwhelmingly emphatic yes, Ben, yes, then I'm about to make your day. Start by creating a character that's as unique as your journey. With 4 core classes, you can build your bad boy from specialized paths, kin, and backgrounds that allow you to shape your hero in the way that you want. By unlocking special perks that reflect your in-game choices, every every decision matters, and your character evolves with them. Because making choices is cool, even if they're bad ones. And I'd know. Speaking of me, and you know I love to, I'm always one to keep things spicy in my roleplay. And boy oh boy does Draconim have you covered, with mechanics like the shadow die that adds drama to failed rolls, to the wound system that keeps combat fast-paced and fierce. Every mechanic is built to serve the story. Whether the dice roll high or low, it's always exciting. Add to that a fully customizable magic system where you can invent spells on the fly based on your character's style, and in some, but definitely not all cases, that means flinging a cone of pigeons at your enemies. I think Draconim is the perfect TTRPG. Now that I'm hearing myself back, I really should have just opened with the flinging pigeon spell. That's cool as hell. If the game was only about flinging pigeons at people, I'd back it for that alone. But in this game, I get to do it whilst flying on a dragon. Back it now, heavens to Betsy, back it now on Backerkit. I'm not even touching the sides on this incredibly cool game. Hell, if you want to bond with dragons by yourself, you absolutely can. They also have a standalone rulebook with over 20 solo arcs and 4,500 prompts. No additional friends or GMs are necessary. It can just be you, your dragon, and your trusty pigeon spell. So what are you waiting for? Support Draconim and check it out on Backerkit now.
If you've had a couple of weeks break, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome
Second
back.
part.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
The world has changed. I feel it in the water. You have spent a few hours waiting for Kelnis's senses to return to him, waiting for night to fall, and night has fallen. You're still up on this ridge below which is the basin, and beyond it is the rigid cliff. Cliff rigid.
Almighty.
Can someone draw him, please?
By the 9.
Cliff rigid.
Not justice in Cliff Rigid.
Cliff Rigid, PI,
Cliff rigid PI, I like
or
it.
Doctor at Law.
Yeah, or the Reverend Cliff Rigid. Please, play.
Please, this is
Please play the
please
game.
allow this to be your playground. Cliff, how are you?
Oh God, he's hating me so fucking much. Yeah, I think before that, just as we were settling down, there's definitely something. I think Ellen's definitely more of a planned person. I've kind of hated how much, like, we've had some really crazy moments, but I think there's still something niggling at me that I'm not. Sneaking is not what I'm best at.
Okay.
And it's kind of a nervousness for me anyway that
Sure.
we've just not got enough. Yeah, I'm gonna take I to one side, I suppose, but it was all around the campfire, so I suppose I'm just talking directly to I, but there has to be something else. We need distraction, something that we don't want to be seen, but if they're looking for people, there's guards. That's their job. There has to be something we can do to make them look the other way. You
I
must
could
have seen.
pretend to pounce on you as a panther.
You know what? Maybe we should just walk in and see. Actually, forget it. No plan would be great.
I knows there is a lot of somnium down there, and the somnium will be of a lot of value to the Gloams. I could maybe start a little fire. We has a choice. We could try and start burning one, and this is less suspicious, because if all of the somniums goes up at once, then maybe they thinks that someone has done it. But if one goes up, then they maybe thinks it is just an accident, something has gone wrong. But if we does more, is harder for them to fight it, so it could be better or worse, which we want to do.
As much as I'd love to see less somnium in the world, they will be on high alert no matter what if we decide to burn stuff. So I'm not saying don't do it, we just got to be ready for that.
Make it look like an accident. All we need is for their eye to look the other way so we can walk in.
What if there is one guard on this side, and I could, being sneaky and non-seen, maybe gives them a bit of somnium and lights the flames, and it looks like there is torches everywhere.
That's true.
If they goes running over and they sees one who is high on their own supply.
I've been waiting for someone to do that.
Then maybe they might not think there is peoples to be looking for.
It's not a bad plan.
And it does interrupt that supply to Baroon as well.
Which, yeah, I'm real happy about that.
The building that is in this shape.
And I does the symbol of a circle.
This is the building where they is ready to move the somnium. This is probably the best to hit.
Can
It will
you get
stop
to
them
it?
from delivering. I can get to it. I has already been in there.
Of course you have.
If yous goes around the other sides, I can goes up there, sets a fire, doses a little guards.
I think that's about as close to a good plan as we're gonna get.
But I don't want to sound like Elowen here,
Nothing wrong with that.
but we're going here for you. You got to make sure you come back out alive.
You just sounds like a Radian. Your voice is much lower. But yes, I will be back.
Sorry, I'm not that good at impressions. I'll work on it.
I will be back. You is not going in there without I.
No, that would be really stupid. Why would we go in there without you? You go, I'm going home. Bad one.
When I is ready.
So if we're going two different directions, we meet at the entrance to the cave.
Yes.
Okay.
And if he wants to kill a few on the way, I don't mind.
I don't mind either, but we'll see how that goes.
Good luck. I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration.
Lovely.
Nice.
Give him the loot.
Many thanks.
It looks like a pizza holder.
Yeah,
It does like a peel,
Just
just a
gonna
pizza
put-
peel.
just
Or
gonna
it
put
looks
this in
like
the-
you know when
Yeah.
you know when you go to a pub that's trying a little bit too hard,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and nothing
yeah.
is served on plates.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate those places.
My wife once we went somewhere and she was given soup in a big cup and then she was given a pie in a pint glass, and it's probably the angriest I've ever seen.
There is an entire
a
Instagram
mashed potato
dedicated.
top, yeah, and it was like a Guinness, like a Guinness pie with the mashed potato top. It's served in a pint glass. That is wretched.
The gravy,
That
the
is
gravy's
wretched.
just been like drizzled on, and they've just slapped it with a spoon.
Yes.
And it's got that. They put the pie on
Just
top,
that
and they're like,
splat.
"Can you not?"
Yeah, like this, and here's the cheese board. It's on a roof tile. Here's the charcuterie. It's on a table tennis racket.
This is absolute canon now. I hate anything served on a tile. You give that to me on a tile, and I instantly think less of the food that I'm being delivered
Yeah.
on. I just
I think
despise
it's
it.
fair. I don't think it's canon. I think it's fact.
Yeah.
No, but if anyone tries to do that, to
If
me,
anyone ever decides they want to
we'll all bear it in
bring
mind.
food, I mean, bringing food to conventions is not a good idea anyway. But if
Yes.
you really, really want to go for it, please bring Ben semi-liquid food on a tile, taramasalata on a tile.
I've met members of our fandom, and they will do that, and this upsets me.
Happy mother.
Hummus on a-
Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, right, okay. So, I is going to go north, according to this map. We'll just call it north and south, it's much easier. Going up around the top, and the rest of you at the same time are going to start making your way through the trees and then...
I guess we're going to pause at a tree's edge until I guess we see a fire.
Great.
Because that's kind of what we're doing, right? A distraction.
Before we head out, I'm going to cast bark skin on myself.
Great.
And what were you thinking? Yeah. Do we want to do that?
Divvy up the drugs.
Oh yes, that too.
yeah.
that
That
too.
too. What else were you doing?
Pass the trace.
Oh yeah, that too.
So
Do you want to do some
Little
things,
elves.
please?
Please, can you make us win?
I only have 4 vials of tincture,
Well, he doesn't need one.
and each one has approximately 5 doses in it.
I was going to say, yes, we rolled a 24 last time we played.
Yes,
so.
you also
I
have...
used one.
And you also have some... you used one drop, but you didn't use one whole tincture.
Yeah, one
in
drop.
In the tea for Ali.
And I have enough hortensia to make 4 teas as well.
Great.
the chewable stuff. You
So
could
we-
chew it, or you could make a tea out of it.
So we have one thing each, which is worth 5.
That's fun.
Yeah, but although one of them is worth 4 because you used 1 drop out.
Well, technically I have 23 tinctures, so if I have 4 vials, then I have...
You have 3 6s, 1 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have also brewed tea while we were taking a short rest, if you wanted to. But
We could, but you can also chew it.
Yeah, you can chew it.
Like tobacco.
Yeah.
Nice.
that tastes gross.
But
Yeah, it's the worst way to have it, but it's still functional.
So shall I, because I've had it that way before, shall I give you 4?
I does not need it.
Oh, you don't need it?
Yeah,
Oh,
just us.
fine. So
No.
each of you has
A
one of the
bottle.
vials. What was it, 2 6s and 2 5s?
If you said you had
3 6s and 2
24 and you
5s.
have fit between 4 things, it would make sense that you have 3 6s, which would be 18, and then 1 5, which takes you to 23.
Yeah.
And that would equate to the 1 drop that you did for Ali, so he could make a tea,
Which you can also put under your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
You can just drop.
like rescue remedy.
Yeah. So 6, 6, 6, I'll have a 5,
And he doesn't need any.
and he doesn't need any.
Good reasons on that.
How convenient.
It's almost
Like,
as if
you've
Doug
planned-
meta games. No, Doug didn't. Doug just worked on the right amount of stuff.
Yeah, and then before we head out, I'm going to pass.
I'm gonna pass
Pass
gas.
wind.
I'm gonna pass gas.
Pass cast
I'd
out
like to
trace.
Pass gas without trace.
I'd like to hold my action until Doug has passed wind.
Cast without trace.
But this only works within 30 feet of myself.
Yes, so you need to stay with so there's no point giving it to I because it'll drop as soon
I
as
will
you.
be fine, I think.
And that gives you a plus 10 to your stealth, I believe, which is
Yes.
the most overpowered spell in all of D&D. People banning silvery barbs and not nerfing Pass Without Trace.
I use it very sparingly.
I've said use it whenever you like.
Can't cast silvery barbs.
No, shan't.
Not for you.
Okay. And so you are, rather than going down into the bowl, you're staying on the edge of the tree line,
Yeah.
sort of here.
They won't be
as
able to
close
see
as
it.
you can get.
Until we see her.
No, it's more
until
for-
such a time
Oh,
that we
okay.
think it's safe to
Yep. Okay.
leg it.
I.
Meanwhile, up around the northern edge here, I whips out the cloak that can change colour, and for pure dramatic effect, whips it around, and it's a dark black.
And then he
Dark
goes
black.
invisible.
He crouches down at the edge of the cliff rigid on, well,
Yeah.
no, the forest. He
Cliff
crouches
ridge. At the end of the cliff ridge.
yeah, around that side, and just does this, puts his hand sort of on his forehead, swipes down like this, and as he does, an illusory sort of little trinket that could fit in his hand, it's just a little black mask around his eyes. He goes, whoom. Just a little Zorro.
Like the hamburger.
He's gone for
I
Zorro.
think
He's ended up Hamburger.
I think
It's happened to the best of us.
For any of us who have children or nieces or nephews, essentially he's Julia Donaldson's The
Highway Rat.
yes.
He took what he wanted and ate what he took. His life was one long feast. Right, come on you.
I am going to, because it's nighttime and I don't have anything that might, necessarily illuminate me, and I'm a sneaky boy, I'm going to save my invisibility for now. I'm going to make my way around the north. I would like to attempt to get sort of underneath the tree position and kind of move around so that it's
Super.
as least visible as possible.
Roll me a stealth check, honey.
How much are you waving your cloak every time you move in this, though?
I know I'm rigid arm holding it
Oh, like that?
this. Yeah.
He's doing wingsuit. He's doing Red Bull wingsuit.
yeah.
Very dark-winged duck.
21.
21. Roll me a luck check.
That 20.
Nat 20. As you are approaching this tree house, you hear noise from above it, and you look up and you realize that there are 2 members of the Gloam up there. Roll me a perception check.
7.
You can't hear what they're saying, but you can see that they're speaking to each other, and then one begins to descend the tree, descend the ladder by which they've reached this raised platform, and sort of stretches. You can tell that they've been up there for a long time. Their joints are kind of aching. And they are walking back into the camp, and they're 15 feet ahead of you and completely unaware that you're there.
Okay.
But now there's a little while until they get to the stores, so they are essentially isolated here.
I would like to cast invisibility on myself. Which is going to use a spell slot, because I only get one free use of it.
Yep.
What I would like to do is open the pack, remove the somnium that I have, and essentially just sort of like waft it around and blow it.
Yep. So just so you know, what you're doing now, perfectly legit. I just want to make you aware the point at which you cast a spell, make an attack roll, anything to do with grappling, or if you want to try and force it down, you go back to visible. So I just want to make that super clear. Yes, absolutely.
I'm just like, this guy literally put his head in the room and went, so I'm like thinking, if I can literally walk alongside,
Like twirling ribbons.
like literally just like wafting around to just kick up as much sort of like spore and everything as possible around this person.
Yeah, that's quite fun. Let me.
You literally,
sticks
what you
just-
don't see is like an invisible eye just going.
like when you see like really, really enthusiastic rhythmic gymnastics at church.
At church?
Yeah. Oh, we need to talk about the kind of church I went to. There was rhythmic gymnastics at my church. Okay, cool. So, what am I going to have you roll for that? I'll have you roll for fun a sleight of hand check with advantage because of your nat 20 on your luck check to see how effectively you waft this into that
Don't think
person's
Alex is
ether.
worried.
Well, it was a nat 1 on the other one, but it was a 26.
26. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have this person make a Constitution saving throw. The 3 on the die. You watch as you're like wafting, and this member of the gloam stops, and this involuntary noise as they're struck by this waft of somnium, and they sort of look around. They lick a finger and like raise it to the air as if to detect like, where's this wind come from? There is no wind. And then you waft it again right under their nose, and as you do, they go, oh! And I'm going to have them roll a d4.
It's like when there's a pie in a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, exactly. They essentially, mechanically, the same thing that's happened to Kel happens to them.
Okay.
You watch, it's like watching someone be suddenly slightly drunk. Ooh, there's like a new involuntary noise.
That's exactly what I do.
The fringe.
And they start. Yeah. You know that thing where this is a very male thing, so I don't know what the female equivalent is. When you're in a urinal and you start talking to yourself because you're.
Yeah.
I know,
up
women
toilet.
talk to each other.
Yeah.
Right,
Just
to each
sort-
other.
like,
That's fine.
when you're having a wee and you start going. Alone in an empty toilet.
I lean my head against the.
It's the forehead against the.
There we go.
like
See, I think
that.
that's maybe one stage later than what
I
I'm
think you need the coolness as well of the style.
there's no one's going to pass out, no one's going to be sick. He's just like,
You
oh.
also need that assistance with balance.
Yeah.
It's like when the room starts spinning.
So you can see this gloam, this kind of quite sort of reedy voiced gloam, starts to sort of stumble back towards this circular building where you were before, toward the sort of northern bit.
Now that he is a bit
Squiff.
can I then try and just sleight of hand the somnium that I have into a like.
Absolutely, you may. And I'm going to have him roll a perception with disadvantage, because he gets disadvantage on perception investigation to see if this works. That is a 12.
22.
22. What's the lowest you can do?
21.
Bloody hell.
That one, I suppose, yeah.
That one, yeah. So what exactly are you trying to do when you plant it on him, and where are you trying to plant
Do they have like, what do they wear? They have like.
Well, they have their cloaks, and then when you've seen the gloam before, like the only bit that really seems to be uniform is often they're wearing gloves, not always. They are always wearing masks, they're always wearing slate grey cloaks, but beyond that they seem to sort of have their civvies on underneath, or whatever it is they feel most comfortable in. So he would certainly have, he has a scimitar, which is strapped into a scabbard on his belt. He has a longbow slung across his back with a quiver of arrows. And then on him, it's perfectly reasonable to assume that he'd have like a little pack which might have whatever you guys would have when you're on watch. Some dried fruit, some nuts, a water skin, the kind of stuff that you'd need to keep yourself.
You can tell a man invented this
alert.
because if a woman had done this, that cloak could have pockets.
Yeah.
Just say it. Just say it. If a woman had made that cloak, it would have pockets.
I want to scrunch up the something that I have in a way that looks like it could have been like someone's just like, been
Huffed it.
Boom, yeah, been huffing it. And I want to just open this pouch just inside.
Yeah, gorgeous. It's a little bit like watching something kind of, you're trying to watch for a regular pattern in his gait as he starts to sort of stumble a little bit sort of Jack Sparrow adjacent towards the rest of the conurbation. And you realise after a while trying to find a pattern that there kind of isn't one, but also that's really useful because he doesn't seem to know what his body's doing, and therefore you can quite comfortably secrete something about his person. You crumble this hand into the pack on his waist.
Great. And then I want to head to the cylindrical building.
Roll me a perception check.
8.
There are okay.
There are okay.
There are as you're moving towards the cylindrical building, your attention is caught by some of the workers who are kind of sitting up or lying down in that area where they rest. You can smell something on the air which you don't recognize, but you see there is a very small brazier with a sort of crudely hammered disc or bowl set over the top of it, and there's a little bit of pale smoke coming out the top. But that is in the distance rather than next to the building to which you're making your way.
Okay. I'd like to make a move to the building.
Okay.
And I'd like to just give the door a small push to see if it's still open from when I picked the lock earlier.
It is not.
Okay, well then I will try to pick the little lock again. 21.
21. Yeah.
You take silvery barbs, man.
You can see you can just about discern that when you picked it, you sort of picked it without breaking the mechanism. And so you can assume that someone essentially turned up and thought it had been left unlocked and just clicked it back together. You never specified that you locked it again after yourself. And you can just about discern the marks made by your own tools the first time you did this, but unless you were really paying very close attention, you wouldn't be able to make that connection. And you feel it's kind of easier now because you're used to the idiosyncrasies of this particular mechanism, and you click it open. Roll me a luck check.
5.
There. You hear a noise from behind you as this door starts to open. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you turn around and the slightly out of it gloam is staring at the door as it sort of very slightly opens. Oh no.
I would like to slip in the door and sort of around the other side of it. And then I would like to cast Prestidigitation.
That will break your concentration on invisible.
In that case then, I won't do that. I would like to knock on the inside of the door.
Cool. Hello? Oh no. You hear footsteps approaching the door. And you don't lock it after yourself, right?
No, the door is open.
Okay. You see this head poke in. Hello? And they sort of, you can see their eyes trying to adjust to a dark. They pull their mask off. It's an elf, quite watery blue eyes and very pale skin. Someone in here? And they sort of wait, and hearing nothing.
I would like to, in this moment, from behind the door, where I'm hidden, got my tinder box. I just want to throw it into the nearest bit of somnium.
Great. I'm not going to call that an attack roll, or dealing damage, or casting a spell, because I think
That's why I did
that's
not do
more fun.
firebolt.
Yes, I was wondering about that. I will say what that. You throw this little lit ember almost, and it starts to smoulder for a second. And you see the elf goes to put their head, sort of goes to shut the door behind themselves, and then opens it again to see there's a smell coming. There's a sort of smell that they're not aware of. I'm gonna have them roll a Constitution save again. That becomes a 6. This is a much more intense experience for them.
I would love in this moment to try and just slip past them.
Roll me stealth.
Yeah, 21.
21. Fine.
But as I go past them, I want to go, I want to whisper just softly and go, "What has you done, elf?
What have I done?
What has you done, elf?"
Great. I was gonna take them to 2 fails on this chart. You messing with them is gonna take them to 3 fails on this chart. I won't tell you what that does because none of you have experienced it. But you see the knees start to go weak. And they're sort of reaching into their own cloak and their effects to try and find a water skin or something with which to douse these flames, and these mushrooms are dry. They are specifically really dry because they need to be transported. And as you're slipping out, you can see that the first bale is alight, and then the one next to it, and it's not an instant inferno, but it is getting that way, and it is getting that way fast. And as this elf goes to reach for their water skin or something with which to douse the flames, you see them put their hand in their pack, and they bring out a handful of somnium. And as you slip by them, they're just staring at their own hand full of somnium as more and more of these bales start to catch fire.
They're definitely gonna die.
Here's hoping.
And I just slips away. I'd like to move the west towards the ridge.
Towards Cliff Rigid.
I wonder how he's doing.
I wonder how he's doing these days. He had a tough couple of years, clearly. Great. I will say that you move over towards the sheer rock of this cliff. Are you immediately starting to move down to the gate, or are you just taking up a position there where you can hide and see what happens?
Position because also my plan is to very much stay still and in the shadows because I don't want to just run around there. I'm if anyone's going to come running past, I'm just going to let myself boom and they can go past me.
Roll a stealth check.
21.
21. Okay, you watch, and you see this elf still staring, and you can start to feel the heat even from where you are, you can start to see this glow. At this point, up on the ridge, you guys start to see not on the ridge. You're not on Cliff Rigid. Oh yeah, you are on a ridge. You're not on Cliff Rigid.
You're on his brother, Roger Rigid.
Roger Richard. You start to see this, this glow, not a blaze, but a glow starting to reach you from where that building is located. What you see is a couple of children of the midnight moon who emerge and stand next to this glow, and one of them reaches up and taps him on the shoulder, and he's just frozen, staring at his own hand. They are trying to pull at him and pull him away from the flames as the flames are getting higher and higher, and nothing's happening. And then there is a moment when you watch, and from within you see this sort of spurt of flame almost that licks across the roof. The thatched roof of this building is now on fire. At this point, I would say this has now become a noteworthy blaze. And you see one of the children of the Midnight Moon reach into, grab this glow, reach them, and blow a whistle. And at that point, the camp is suddenly full of people. Roll me perception check,
14.
14. From down sort of the south of you towards where the this entrance to the caves is, you see one glow start to run, and then more and more children of the Midnight Moon. But as everyone's getting closer, it's like people are attracted by the light and then are repelled by the smoke. And there are people putting their, much like you would if you were in a real fire. People are trying to protect themselves from this. No one dares get too close. There more gloom are arriving. Let me roll something, because I need to have a number.
16 gloom.
16 glow. 300 glow.
Okay.
1600 glow.
You see, but you can't count. But as many more gloam than there are you when you're all in the same place arrive, and one of them arrives and starts sort of shouting, going, Get a chain of water or something, get buckets! And people are running around everywhere, and in the center there is someone, a real big glow. You can see they have sort of skin that is almost the same color as the slate gray of their cloak, and clawed hands. You can assume it's either a dragonborn or an orc. Probably an orc, given that they're not metallic.
But you'll never say.
But they start trying to organize a relay of buckets of water. People are backing away all the time from the smoke. It is properly chaos on the northern side of this camp. You guys.
Well, he did it.
Well, I think that's our signal.
Was there going to be better distraction than this?
Shall we head out?
You cast Pass Without Trace, haven't you? Great. Roll me perception checks as you start to kind of emerge from the tree line.
12.
12.
12.
12.
24.
12. 24.
And
Doubled it.
Everyone but you can roll 12, Doug. I don't understand.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You look up into the nearest tree platform. You just rolled a 12. You look up into the nearest platform, the tree that's been left near where you are. And Kel, you see that the person in that tree is scrambling down to try to run, and running towards the fire. So essentially this southern edge is, you can assume, unguarded at this point.
While we're moving, can I keep an eye out for the... We've seen the people with the bandages.
Yes.
on their heads.
Yes. Yeah, I has.
Yeah, oh, we haven't yet.
I's told you about it.
Okay, then I'd like to keep an eye out for any of that lying around as we're moving.
Great. Okay, so here's what happens. Why don't you roll me a perception check, Dom?
Rather we didn't all tear up my cloak, because I feel like that's the other option.
4.
A 4. You start trying to sort of scan around and see what you can see, and as you approach the southernmost building, that first building that you're going to get to, there is... so this is sort of happening slightly in non-literal time. You hear the sound of a door being wrenched open, and... Well, go on then! And you hear the footsteps of many people running out of this building. You are the wrong side to see that door, but I'm going to say that distracts you from anything else because it's such a sort of arresting moment.
Otherwise, we're going to keep moving forward.
We have to keep moving, yeah.
Okay, everyone roll me stealth.
I am...
Are we naturally adding 10 to everything?
Oh, yeah.
You are adding 10 to
Oh, yeah,
everything.
me
You've got to
too.
announce a nat 1 no matter what happens, but you are adding 10 to
Oh,
everything.
my 3 has become a 19.
Yeah.
A 34.
Did you roll like a 19 plus
Yeah.
a 5 plus a 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
25.
25.
24.
24. You are moving through. As you start to move through this camp, it's like a bonfire. Like the light is like standing near a bonfire, and I would like everyone to roll me perception checks. Who you don't need to. I'm sorry when I say everyone.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
That is 8.
8.
It's a nat 20 plus 8.
Nat 20.
9.
9. Okay, I'm going to say there are a few things that happen. For a nat 20, I mean, none of the rest of you got higher than single figures. So essentially, Kelnis, you see all of this. You smell something, and it smells like hortensia to you. This sort of slightly sweet citrus, almost neroli smell. And you, as you turn around the corner of this building, you see that this door has been wrenched open and left open, and there is a hammered bowl over the top of a brazier which has perfume smoke which is blowing off it, and that is them burning hortensia in an attempt to kind of stave off some of the worst effects of somnium. You also see through that there are these two buildings kind of loosely connected to each other that I identified as a kind of blacksmith or some kind of, maybe an armory or some kind of somewhere that has a furnace. And there's that building which has this large chimney, and then the building next to it, it is shuttered. The windows are shuttered. Apart from one of them is open a crack, and with a nat 20, you see that inside there is a tremendous amount of mineral wealth. You see a lot of stuff. It looks like gemstones and gold is what you can make out.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Let's leave I here. We'll take all these gemstones.
We'll buy another one.
So the hortensia burning, that's in the storage building, or is that
No,
in,
so that
that's in the
first
other
building that you get to, which you can now deduce is some kind of barrack room or somewhere where the Gloam have set themselves up. Outside, directly outside the doorway of that is a small brazier burning, like heating a sort of metal bowl in which you can assume hortensia has been mixed tincture style in water, and that is releasing sort of perfume smoke and steam into the sky. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I tell them what I've seen.
Yeah.
Shall we to grab some jewels on our way past, or?
Do what with them?
Well, that's a good point.
I'm fine for gold, and don't forget our bag of holding is somewhere else right now. So unless you fancy running with handfuls of jewels.
You would all have your own travelling bags.
Sorry, what? So we're not taking the jewels?
The opportunity presents itself on the way out, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I will say, as you move, I'll give you this with a nat 20 as well. Dolly, have you shared your plan to find those bandages with anybody? Would that have been something you would have discussed?
We were talking about it at camp. We had a long time to chat
Bandage
about
watch.
the potential.
Do we want to look inside the barracks to see if they have some?
No, they wouldn't have it in the barracks because that's not their job.
The building beyond these two that are kind of connected, one that seems now to be filled with mineral wealth, is a space that I previously saw people taking hand carts and tools out of. And you see that in the everyone's desire to get water, people are going into the little building with the chimney, they're coming out with water, but they're getting the buckets from this sort of like an equipment shed. It strikes you, this is all on that 20, there wasn't that much to see, so I'm trying to give you everything I can on that 20. That might not be that may be as good a place as any to see if you can find some wraps and wrappings, because it seems to be the things that the children are using rather than the glow.
Not tortilla wraps, Doug.
Okay, well,
Within that 20, maybe.
Within that 20,
it
then.
wasn't that 20.
Yeah, but they are sadly too large to make a taco. But you do find
Cafeteria is that
you do find good places for fajitas, but you'll never know.
I have this funny hankering for tacos, and it makes me think that perhaps we should look in that shed.
Wraps, the small wraps.
Somnium really has gone to his head.
Yeah, no, it's.
Have you shared that then?
Yes.
Yes, I think move towards.
Okay, everyone, roll me stealth.
– 28.
28.
20.
20.
20.
20.
32.
32. Kel and Radian aren't particularly moving through this in the most stealthy way. They're still you're not strolling through a town centre at high noon, but
We're still looking at the jewels.
you're still kind of aware of what might happen. But truly, there is so much kind of chaos and confusion all around you. What do you?
I have the jewels. I didn't put no.
It's like Homer Simpson, where he's like the gold version of himself. This is that.
There's so much activity that it kind of almost doesn't matter at this point. And yeah, you, Dolly, roll me another stealth check. You can roll with advantage. You got a 32.
That's 22.
22.
It was a nat one as well.
Oof. You are able to slip inside this building. And it is essentially just a sort of hastily constructed shed. But what it has is almost like stacks of roughly spun, hastily made wool and linen and cotton that you could almost pack into layers and make wraps out of.
Is it the kind of thing you can do yourself, or do you need a second person?
No, it's the kind of thing you can do yourself.
Okay, so there's no one in here?
There is not.
Okay, I want to keep myself on.
Okay. Roll me sleight of hand.
21.
Yeah, you do so very effectively.
Just like
And what are you trying to wrap? Are you just trying to wrap your face, or are you trying to wrap everything?
maybe not everything, but yeah, around face and neck, I guess.
Horns sticking out, or are we wrapping the horns?
I think we should probably wrap the horns.
It looks like they've been teepeed.
Yeah, well, it looks a little bit like, when you bought someone a very specific present and you
Yeah.
haven't wrapped it well enough to hide what's actually inside.
It's a CD.
To be clear, I don't love it. It's not very becoming, but like it needs must.
Yeah.
So.
Honey,
Absolutely.
don't worry. I'm going to have to wear it with the goggles, so don't you worry.
So you get yourself wrapped, and I was kind of assuming you were the one going in to grab it, but you're going to bring any.
I mean, I'll grab it too.
Okay.
Put in your own gas. Your own oxygen mask before you help others.
No, don't worry. The bag may not inflate. Oxygen is still flowing.
Who needs oxygen masks?
Roll me a perception check.
12.
12. I'm going to say you can't see your friends approaching yet.
If I've seen a general commotion, it's been going on for a few minutes.
Yes.
I'm going to start to edge my way along the. Shut up. I'm going to start to make my way along the.
Do you know how hard it is to say?
bridge.
Know how hard it is not to say, "Come round the side of a building."
Yeah.
I've been trying to avoid that this whole time because that's the mood in the room.
I'm going to sneakily move along the ridge,
Lucky
keeping
Cliff.
myself close to it.
Roll me stealth, please.
That is a 29.
29, absolutely. You see that there is one. You move almost to the point where you are next to the opening at the entrance in the rock. The area where the kind of raw somnium is being kept. What you've realised that the Gloam are now starting to do is instead they've abandoned the blaze and they are pouring buckets of water over the raw somnium to try and prevent that from also being going up like a tinderbox should the fire spread.
This is what I would do. It's a very smart move.
So there is one guard still.
There is one guard still there, sort of staring at the fire.
Okay.
Should come around the side of him.
I would like to sneak around behind him.
Edge him.
Just edge him. Okay, so you
I'd like to
edge him until you can come from
Yeah, I'd
behind.
like to edge him. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yes.
You reach around.
Don't say that's the mood of the room when you're the person doing it.
I don't
What's
dictate the
really
mood of the room. If I did, this would be a much more serious
I think,
story.
Harry, what's disappointing is that when we do meet and greets, we do sometimes meet very young children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real shame, Harry.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a show that's for all ages, I'd like to think.
Well, I don't. I actually
definitely
think
not.
I'd like to make an announcement. You are the master of your own fate when it comes to the media you expose your children to. I'm going to say I don't think this is appropriate for very young children.
I like to think that our ribald sense of humor encourages the creation of more of those children.
That's true.
Wow, that's a terrifying
That's a crazy thing to say.
I am just
Natural
so delighted
six.
to
Who's
be a
fucking
rival.
the
D&D
Who's
podcast you can
fucking
fuck
fifth?
to.
Don't be doing it while you're
That
watching
said,
this.
I don't
that
mind.
said,
Nothing
I don't mind that.
like a death glow whistle.
I've had some of the best sex of my life. Pause to some of the weirdest stuff.
Oh,
That doesn't
pause.
surprise any of us.
Have you ever? Doesn't matter.
So I
We've had this conversation already.
What to this?
So I sneak round
Have
behind him.
have any of us have paused this and gone, come here, you?
Probably after your ad read.
So I'd like to sneak around because I want to try and make my way around to where I think the rest of the people, the tribe.
My people.
You will be unable to sneak behind this guard.
Yeah.
They are stood with their back to the
Yeah,
rock.
I mean, sneaking in front, I am totally.
Yes.
I'm invisible.
Yes,
so-
you're still going to just
Yeah.
be rolling me a stealth.
They backed up to Cliff Richard.
Yeah, that is a 30.
That's a 30. Yeah, you slip past this gloam. You can see, even you are starting to sweat with the heat of this, and you can see that this gloam's kind of adjusting their mask, sort of putting kind of trying to create some space for some air to flow, but there's still this stink of somnium.
I want to get round. I want to keep moving around to see if I can spot these guys.
You spot emerging from the equipment shed. Looking like she's had every possible facial surgery at once.
Okay.
Has gone to a country where it's a bit cheaper and said, "I'm not doing the flight again. Give me everything you've got."
Do it all.
Can I tell it's Dolly?
I think. You see her hand stuffed to the other three, which very much implies that it's Dolly. If not, they've really got someone on side.
Okay, I rock up and go.
You look.
Yeah, I
Looks
know
good.
how I look. Thank you.
Looks good. There is still one by the entrance.
Okay.
Now, if we kills them, then it is obvious that people has come through here.
True.
We does not want them to alert the gloam, whoever maybe's down there. So I is thinking we needs to find a way to get this person away or something, or get us past, because the moments they knows there is a dead, they knows there is enemy here. and we does not want them following down or alerting down there.
Okay.
I did really well, by the way.
You did.
Really well.
If we were to kill them, is there any way to hide a body around here? Or are they kind of like right out in the open? Because we're right next to the cliff face. There's no like.
If you wanted to kill Glame, you could absolutely hide bodies. 100%. There's all these buildings, if nothing else.
I like to have options.
Yeah. So right now, just to clarify, there's a person in front of the thing.
Yeah.
You has ways.
How far are we away from
30 feet away from you. Like you're right by the edge of this. I can now show you, kind of broadly speaking, what I have. So the entrance is there, and the equipment shed is literally right next to it.
Yes,
So
cool.
you are really, really close.
Looks there.
So I'd like to ask a question.
Please.
Because hypnotic gaze is not a spell.
Yeah.
If I was to use what we've spoken about, would it work for that? So
No.
it wouldn't.
No. Can I check? I know exactly what you mean, and I'm going to write something on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And you tell me if that's what you meant.
I just realised I said look there and pointed and I'm invisible, so that was foolish.
Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do anyway. Doesn't matter. And I know what we're talking about, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Radian dies.
My intention would be to I can give you some time if you give me. Am I wrapped up as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that you're all wrapped.
Sorry.
Everyone can.
For atmosphere.
Yeah.
Not for the audio listeners.
My intention is to. Have you got some of that somnium?
Would I still have some left? I had it in a whole jar and I only
Yeah,
did like a
I
handful.
think that's reasonable. Like you
Okay.
said, you put some in. I didn't ask you for doses,
Yeah.
and you put a
kobold handful.
handful. I
Yeah.
think you probably would have put a
Yeah.
couple in.
Also, you're just roughly guessing from the sound of where my voice came from at the moment.
Oh, yes,
'Cause I'm
it's
invisible.
Oh.
apart from you is on your shoulder visible all the time.
Floating out.
like a really badly animated flash animation.
This will obviously drop the pass without trace.
Yes.
But do you have any more of that somnium?
Yes.
Give it to me.
But you is not immune.
Why doesn't he just do it?
Would it drop past without trace?
We do not know what he is going to do.
30 feet away from you.
What I want to do is I'm going to nip in behind that guard, and then I'm going to use hypnotic gaze.
Right.
And then what I want you to do is just waft whatever that somnium is underneath their nose, get them a good huff, get them as high as possible. Get them so high that they don't know where they are.
Make sure you is protected.
Counter suggestion. We might pass for one of the workers right now.
We still have the benefit of pass without trace. We could all attempt to walk past.
And eyes could be in the middle and just.
I'm going to say, even with a pass without trace, you cannot mechanically. I'm not going to allow you to
walk past the
roll
guard
to just walk
while
past the
all
guard and
this
allow a +10 to get you past. You're going to have to do something if you want to get rid of that guard.
I'm gonna run out into the open towards him and be like, "The fire's spreading. You need to help them. Quick, go, go, go!" And cast suggestion.
Cast suggestion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What does he roll? Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
A 14.
It's a fail.
Okay.
Off he goes.
And he goes to the fire or goes in the other
Goes
direction?
to the fire.
Goes to the fire.
Tell him to jump in it.
Runs off
I can't
to
do that.
yeah,
Anything that harms them.
runs off to the fire.
And you just hear an invisible voice go,
Well, that went well.
That was easier than we thought it would be.
And as you approach where this guard was, what you realise is that you realise exactly what I realised, the character, not the me, that there is a sort of seemingly invisible slash in the rock that as you approach it and view it from the right angle, reveals itself. And it's the same thing you saw.
I want to sort of head up to it, and you hear the scratch of my claws, 'cause I'm invisible still, scratching my claws at the entrance. I'm going,
This is the way.
This is where you saw the symbol.
I seize the symbol now.
Well, can't stay here anyway.
I think our work here is done. Let's go.
I'm going to maintain invisibility just for now.
I think we should maintain stealth as well, moving into the tunnels.
Yeah. Head on in.
Okay.
Eyes with you, still, I promise.
And every now and then you hear,
I still here.
So you walk into dimness.
Love that for me.
You walk away from the smoke and the chaos and the fire and autumn and fruit trees and soft wind and soft ground into stone and cold and the jagged corners of sound made by your footsteps and the rush of blood around your bodies and the muted beating of your hearts. And from far beyond, down this narrow tunnel that you begin to traverse, there are echoes that greet you. Echoes like sibilance on wind just on the edge of perception. And the entrance that you've passed through is narrow. It's no more than a slash in a stone, but soon it twists and it winds and it opens. And there is a light that starts to glow beyond. And a distant sound grows, muffled thuds and scrapes that sharpen and grow in resonance. Can everyone roll me perception checks? 15.
9.
9.
9.
5.
We've rolled
13, okay.
rolls today.
You are walking into this place that you feel, in a way you think you might know, but also maybe don't know, is tremendously significant to you, or could be. And you are alert to the possibility of all this. You are also the only one who is not, so far, seemingly able to be affected by somnium, and so your mind is clear. And you figure out that these thuds and scrapes, they are the sounds of hammers and picks and tools on rock. And then with each step, this light is growing brighter and colours start to become visible. Each twist in the path widens and opens, and it brings you closer to the source of all this light. And then you are within it. A high cavern, domed like the greatest of temples. It is studded all over with brightness. It's like looking into the night sky on the clearest night, when not only are the stars visible, but flickering planets and their various shades and luminosities, subtle but unmissable. And this light comes not from stars, but gems. Gems and metals, the most precious of minerals that have the power to raise cities and unseat the powerful and raise the commoner to the highest office and make mortals do terrible things. And here too are mushrooms. Somnium mushrooms of extraordinary size, dwarfing even those you saw in the Sister Forest. They strain against the far-off dome of the cave, bowing their great capped heads as they seek to split the confines of the rock, and they glow here with unmatched brightness, oranges and purples and yellows as vivid as fresh paint. And for all of you, the smell down here is dank, burnt herbs and wet earth, and it threatens to overwhelm you as you take your first breath in this space. You raise your hands to your covered noses and mouths, but you cannot keep it out. You feel it's like it's invading you. Your pores and your hair follicles and every fiber of your clothing, it's like molasses on you. It's like mud. Can everybody make a Constitution saving throw? You don't need to, honey. Kelness.
6.
That is a fail.
9.
That is a fail.
10.
That is a fail.
17.
That is a pass.
Because we have Hortensia, can we roll with advantage?
You roll with advantage.
Ah.
If you have taken your first tincture, which I will allow you to have done. What does that become, those of you who failed?
Well, what we've done is we've wrapped our heads in the
Yeah, with the
bandages that have.
yeah.
Hortensia,
But we haven't necessarily taken a tincture.
If you don't
yet.
want to have taken it, then you don't have to have taken it.
I've taken.
I would have. We're going into the caves.
Mm.
Right? No.
What did you get, Elowen?
I now have 12.
That just passes.
Mine's a 13.
Passes.
I'm getting high again.
Okay, so
Sure you're not doing this on purpose?
Yeah, he's having a bit of fun.
roll me a d4.
Where's the peanut butter?
Roll me a d4, Kel.
Sorry.
Teacher's talking to you.
3.
Okay, 3 hours. Disadvantage on perception, disadvantage on investigation. For now, that's all that happens.
For now.
Do I see any loose gems? Are they all embedded in the wall, or are there any loose?
Roll me an investigation check.
Sorry. 16.
16. The gems that are here are high up. You don't see gems piled in hand carts or as if they're about to be taken anywhere. You don't know whether some of them would be easy to pry out by hand or with smaller tools yet, but there aren't any that are just discarded like pebbles on a beach.
Can I try and just loose one in a,
You can try.
with the dagger? What would that be with?
I would like you to roll. I'd like you to just roll me a. Sleight of hand.
That is a 25.
25. Yeah. What color of gem? There is a sort of a clear. There are clear gems, black gems, blue, purple, and red. Sort of reddish orange.
Eye is drawn to the reddish orange.
Roll me. Well, you just get this. You get a reddish orange gem.
I store it in the bag of holding in a very specific way.
Okay. The other thing that you smell, all of you when you're in here, is fighting against this sort of fetid air made by the somnium, is this sweet citrus of Hortensia. There are much larger braziers here. These dishes of Hortensia oil, and as that smoke twists into the air, the stillness of this cavern, it refracts the light kind of created or stored or reflected by these gems. You can't kind of quite tell. But this is when the rest of you look at Kel. And Kel, roll me. Roll me a D12.
3.
3. there is a moment when your mind, something in your mind tells you that everything is going to be okay. All this fear and running and fighting and pain and loss, it's not real. Things are only real if we let them have power over us. And it's not, like, what's a god? A god is just a load of people deciding that someone was a god, right? We can't prove it. And what does it mean that gods are dead? It doesn't really mean they're dead. Like, are things dead if people stop believing in them? And your mind wanders from here, and it wanders somewhere else, and you find yourself stood where you are for the briefest of seconds, dreaming. And I'd like to know what you're dreaming about.
If nothing matters, then the only thing that really matters is the joy you felt to this point. I'm dreaming about Lathy. I'm dreaming about a brook. I'm dreaming about bare feet, cold water. I'm dreaming about splashing and being splashed. And laughter.
And I, amongst all these gems, amongst all these extraordinary sights, there is something that you see that no one else sees, which is a cobalt symbol, an indicator that you are, in ways that can't be defined by language or the written word, but there is something in the making of those marks and what those marks mean to you, that you know you are for the first time close to home. And that's where we'll end our session. Thank you very much for joining us for episode 35 of our adventures in the world of Reliquiae. We shall continue this, well, in a fortnight. That's our release cadence. This is quite it's kind of exciting for us because we're recording on a Wednesday and we're back here on a Monday.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be too much of a gap, so we can kind of keep all this marvelous momentum going. But you are going to have to wait 2 weeks for the next episode. You are also going to have to wait 1 week for an episode of Action Surge in which we go and unpack this little package that we've all put together for ourselves. I mean, unless your desire to continue the forward momentum is so great that you just want access to that Action Surge immediately, because if you do that and you go over to, I mean, there is a way people can do that, right? There is.
Yeah.
Tell them,
It's
Wilson.
It's
Tell them.
possible. Patreon.
Patreon.
I mean, you should be a member already, but that's okay.
That's okay. We'll forgive you.
That option is always available.
And if you,
Do you think there are people out there who are like get annoyed when we say you should be a member already? Do you think they get annoyed?
yeah, probably.
Someone right now is going,
You don't have to be.
he heard me.
You don't have to be.
Yeah, I'm talking to you listening to this on a train. Get your eyes away from looking out the window and take your feet off the seat in front of you and get onto our Patreon, because if you do that, you can listen to the latest episode of Action Surge now! Right now. You could go right there now, right now, and do it. And you could become part of our growing community of people on Patreon, or you can join our Discord. I mean, you can do that anyway and come and hang out with people who
lovely.
want to
It's
chat
lovely
about the
there.
show.
It's lovely.
The spoiler chat there is wild. Often the ideas are better than my ideas.
It's like a spa day, but you know.
For your mind.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's brain spa.
Brains.
That's awful. A brainwash. It's brainwashing.
That sounds terrible.
Thank you ever so much for joining us on on this part of our adventures, and we will see you very soon for more adventures in the world of Reliquie. Bye, everybody.
Roll credits.